and she made this pass. She didn't panic, right? She didn't.
By the way, if you're looking for a trade partner, I know a certain team that plays in Indianapolis. We'll take Bree Jones tomorrow.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna make sense for y'all. That ain't gonna make, because what you gonna play Bree Jones and Aaliyah. I mean, that's possible. Y'all could do that. Y'all could play both of them together.
We'll be top heavy, but let's do it.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Because Aaliyah Boston, even though I think she's a center, she has the ability to also play the four. So it's possible. It's a possible.
Well, I know one thing.
But then hold on, that'll be an issue because you already saying that you guys have an issue with. So you gonna add Bree Jones to that contract?
We got lesser issues than you. We got lesser problems.
No,
with
but
the
what I'm
cap
saying
than
is you kind of come close because you already got. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so Aaliyah got a max. She got one of the highest contracts in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Kelsey got a max, right? And CeCe about to have a max. So that's 3 max. That's 3 maxes already. And then you just saying Bree Jones is not going to take a pay cut. So that's going to be pretty much $4 million contract.
What we'll do. Here's what we'll do, Brooklyn. We'll invoke CeCe's white privilege to get her to take less money. I knew you guys would appreciate that.
You stupid.
That's crazy.
But one thing I know about this, and again, I could be wrong because Juju just came in here and beautifully broke down how the salary is going to change next year. But for right now, how the salary works, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's difficult to have 3 max contracts on your roster and to be able to fill out your roster. I think you need to have I think the ideal is have 2.
Yep.
And then have 1 big one. You can have another large one, but it don't have to be a max. And then you can then you'll be able to fill out your roster better that way.
Yep. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier in your live stream when we were talking about the teams that are looking under rocks for players, digging for oil, drilling down for oil and finding. That's how you make this work for you when you have situations that way where you're top heavy with the cap.
This is why somebody would take advantage of trying to get somebody like whatchamacallit that just got kicked out the league again because she's gonna be cheap.
Kennedy Carter.
Kennedy Carter.
Oh,
and at least you know next year. At least you know next year with Indiana, y'all gonna see Raven Johnson playing because she's cheap. She ain't got no choice.
Oh, you guys can't have her. I know you want her, but we're keeping her.
Nah, y'all keeping her because y'all still on the rookie deal.
Yeah. Yeah, she's cheap. She got in the game today.
Since who's your team? Juju is. It's the Aces. Who's Juju's team? Is she still with us?
I don't think so.
She dropped down at the stage. My bad, Juju. I didn't know you dropped down. My fault.
Yeah.
I hear back. Yeah, I hear echo though.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, who's my team? By proximity, it's the Sparks.
Okay. LA.
And then one of my MDT.
Do you have? Hold on. Do you have the do you have the YouTube playing? I had echo. You have the YouTube playing or something like that, or you can turn it down.
Okay, let me turn it down.
Can
you hear me better? Can you hear me now better?
Yeah, no, you sound perfect. Mic check. All right, yeah, you good. I don't have an echo no more. You perfect.
So my team by proximity is the Sparks, and I think MDT knows my second one that I just adore right now. It's the Mystic.
All right, so slow down. We're gonna talk about it. Since your team is the Sparks by proximity.
What about
she knows. She calls me Big Juju. She knows, and she knows all the old,
but what I'm saying
heads in LA say that. It's like I'm Juju, and I'm the original Juju.
You the original Juju.
Right.
But my point is, I'm sitting here having a basketball conversation. I ain't even make the connection. I ain't even think about it. So I apologize for even shooting it. Because my name was Juju, and my favorite team, LA, and then Juju being from LA, I want her to come to the Sparks too. So my apologies, Juju.
Yeah, I was making jokes about Juju having an inside information about where she's going and what she's doing. And I was asking her, Now, what are you hearing? What's the phone line?
Well, basically, I'm just saying that. But honestly, it just. I mean, if you're here, it all makes sense.
It makes a lot.
But-
That'd be a perfect story.
Yeah,
Because
it's a
place
to your
to go for
point, Juju, really quickly, the city love her. Game like the celebrities, they all love her. Like she's a
That's our princess. That's our queen.
that's y'all princess. So imagine her playing. That'd be so amazing. She go to the. So you have. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If this was one of those situations where they went behind the scenes and they mess with the ping pong balls, I won't be mad. Put Juju in LA. That's an amazing story for the WNBA. It's amazing for Juju. Mess with the ping pong balls, Kathy.
That's what I said. I tell them all the time. I don't care how you make it happen. Make it happen.
Right. That's the best
because
city
they
for
tell
her.
me all the time. There was people be like, because I wasn't really following the NBA. They were like, how the hell did Cooper Flag get to Dallas? I don't know. But
Right.
whatever they did, do it for Juju.
Right.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Hold on, really quickly, because I want to make sure everybody get a chance. Hold your thought, MDT.
Okay.
Yuta, welcome to the panel, brother. You got something to say? Yuta, you with us? I think you muted, brother. All right, so he get back. Get MDT.
Okay, so this is what I think is going to happen. So when Juju announces her intentions for the next coming season, she's purposely going to schedule a live stream with our Juju. So we hear about it first.
Oh, that'd be fire.
Juju is going to broadcast it to the world, and then she's going to have me on to discuss potential salary cap ramifications. She's going to have you on to talk about any basketball, social, and political issues that might ensue from some of the male superstars in LA getting jealous of Juju coming in and taking everybody's shine.
Oh, that'd be fire. Yuta, you with us, bro? What you got on this conversation we talking about?
I can't hear him.
Yeah, you might be muted, bro.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. He just came back up, so he. Oh no! Wait. Let me on him back. All right, Yuta, you back? You on the stage, Yuta?
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Got it.
Yeah. I appreciate you for bringing me up, Brooklyn. Want to say what's up to everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm from H-Town, man. So I'm Houston Comets all day.
Ah,
Okay.
You know
So
what
you
I'm
excited?
Yes.
So you got a close eye on Connecticut right now.
Yes, sir. I ain't liking what it's looking like right now, but
No, you
I
better
know
like what
one
it's looking
thing,
like because it got to look like this to get Juju.
But Juju.
I know that's what I was just about to say. We in the Juju sweepstakes, and that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite college players. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that, man. If we don't get her, I'm gonna be sick, man. I ain't gonna
Man,
lie.
let me tell you that if you get her, I want you to come back to this station, my channel, whatever. I want you to report back to everybody here what it's like to see Juju, not only on the court, but just in person. And tell me, do you feel her? She's very humble, real sweet spirit, but the aura, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get what I'm saying. You're gonna see it in person. And you're like, God, dog. And I always say she played like a dude, and that's not a bad thing. That's a compliment,
Yo, Juju is 6'2" with point guard skills.
That's Magic Miles-esque type of complimentary going on there.
Nah,
Miles is here. Miles is fun to watch. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, I was the one to tell people how great, before anybody was talking about Olivia, I was telling people how great she is. Juju is Juju a notch above Olivia.
Yes.
I was telling
That's just
Juju
the
about
truth.
Miles.
And
way back
what
when.
makes Juju so special, you guys, is that what Olivia doesn't have. Juju's a two-way player. Listen to me. She had everybody on their goddamn feet. When she played the number one team in the nation, undefeated UCLA, which is something we do often. She was trying to get her teammates involved, whatever, but it wasn't happening. Finally, she's like, I am not leaving here without some. This woman had 38 points, 11 rebounds, 8 blocks, 5 assists, and 6 for 9 on the three-point line. That's the kind of stuff that she can do. Okay? Block 6, 7 bets about 4 times, 5 times. I mean, you have to see it. You guys, it's I
Yeah,
I
they
can't.
about to be real cold because they got Jazzy Davis over there, and
Yes.
and the other girl,
Sanaya Hall,
yep, Sanaa
she's
Hall.
so above everybody in her class. You don't even know. She continues to tell us that she's 6'1.5". She was on USC Talk. Let's Talk Women's. USC Talks Women's Basketball with CC Clay. Shout out to CC Clay. CC interviews her and she's like, I'm about for real. The doctor said I was 6'1.5". We're like, Sanaya, we're watching you stand next to Juju, stand next to Jazzy. You are like 6'3", honey, and she's big. And then you don't. And then the Australian, the baby, that wants to come off the bench, Taya. And then you got Sarah Okeke. And I haven't even talked to you about my niece, what I call my niece. She called me auntie. Kennedy, Ken Dog. Kennedy's going to be all on track offensively, but her defense, man, you guys, you got
Look
to
at
see.
this.
You got to
Wickham
see
says
this.
our Juju is great. That's nice.
That is nice. You guys, they're going to be so
MDT
easy on
funny,
the
man. MDT got
eyes
jokes. I like that.
and fun to watch. And the big game that MDT is going to, you guys need to cover because I'm going to be in South Carolina. I'll try to come on after when I get back to the hotel.
Okay.
That's going to be a very fun game, MDT. I feel like
Tomorrow?
MDT, I feel like November 15th, I feel like I need to give you access to pull my channel up.
Yeah.
And you
if you wanna do
be
that,
the and
Juju,
you be the
anytime.
host. And you I got to figure out how to do that. You be the host.
Okay.
And that game is going to be so the talk of the town.
Yeah, they gonna have to they're gonna have to come see my Longhorns now. You know,
What day is that
I
on?
want
November
to. We
15th?
did that. We did that in a scrimmage.
Yeah.
Juju's sophomore year, we won. But the scrimmage is hard to tell because it's kind of like stop and go. It's not really, running clock. It's just whatever. I'm disappointed in Vic because you let go Leah Crump. You let go my girl Justin Carlton. You let go of who was the other one? I think it was one more. And then you have these
Rory
nice
Harmon
young.
went to the league. That's not really his
Yeah,
fault,
Rory.
but Rory
No,
Harmon
not
went to the
her.
league.
Yeah, Rory Harmon leaves.
She talking about Lee. She talking about Lee.
I think Porto people. Oh, Jordan Lee.
She
Jordan
talking about
Lee.
Lee.
You let go of those three. And you're gonna get Brian Clinton. You're gonna get Kobe's girl from Mamacita, Aaliyah Spate. You're gonna get what is it, Brian Clinton and Leah Spate. You getting I knew the girls. You get now if he would have kept all of that together.
I think I think that's the reason why they left, and I think it had something to do with, him calling them out, saying that, he was disappointed in them, and they wasn't tough and all that.
Yeah.
I think those two things had something to do with it.
And guess who else left? Your pretty assistant coach. What's her name? I met her at the hotel. She was 2 rooms from me at the Players Era. What's the white girl? Carter. Carter. She left to be assistant coach somewhere. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Did y'all know that? Something's going on. I mean, just like Gino lost the longtime black assistant. I think something happened after that whole Dawn incident. I think
Yeah,
she was
he
like,
was rude to
I'm
Dawn.
out.
That did it.
I think she was like, you've gone too far.
Yeah, you're indignant. I'm leaving you.
Can you believe that after all them years, something went down? I'm like, Gino,
Gino,
I mean,
you're losing it.
I mean, listen, I've seen his whole career. I know what he's done to Pat and Muffin McGraw. I've seen that move. You know what hurt me the most? I know for other people it was like, how dare you talk to Dawn that way and disrespect. Okay, that as well. But it was the part that the girls didn't even get to celebrate. And then they were like hurt in tears, and then you didn't even comfort your team. I was just like, Gino,
Yep.
you don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's AZ's last. What are you doing? Now, Vic, he comforted Rory. You saw how he took Rory in and comforted her. I was just like, oh my gosh. Because you thought she disrespected you? She didn't.
Yeah, that was pretty silly.
It was a misunderstanding about the handshake thing. And, I don't know. But listen, I don't know if you guys seen UConn's schedule. MDT, you need to start. You need to this year. You're gonna watch college basketball. I'm gonna
You're gonna have to give me a
I'm gonna
women's
get you.
college
I'm gonna get
basketball
you.
101.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna see, and then
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be
you-
honest with you.
Yeah.
To Juju's point, I think college basketball is more entertaining than the pros.
yeah.
MBT.
Oh yeah,
My
I
issue
agree.
is this, Brooklyn. That's NFL season for me. That's where my heart is.
Yeah, that's where his
Well,
heart is.
well,
yeah.
well, that sound great to me because now you got icing on top of your cake, nigga. You ain't got to get one up.
I love
Hey,
it.
Juju, he just called me the N-word. Am I supposed to laugh at that?
Yeah, you my nigga, MBT.
Yeah, you could. You. I did it to MDT. I started to say that to him too, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And so MDT now,
Nah,
like
it's
we'll
cool.
be laughing
Listen,
about
white
something.
people don't
MDT be like,
understand. Hey, Juju, white people don't understand they
Joke
niggas.
about
Hey,
Aaliyah
Juju,
Boston.
white people don't understand they niggas too. They just can't say it back.
She was comparing Aaliyah Boston to buckwheat. She started laughing, and she's like, I don't know if you guys are supposed to laugh at that MDT and all the non-black people in the chat. So I asked. I said, "Wait a minute, can I laugh at that?" And she says, "Well, you can." I said, "Well, I'm in the middle. I'm not white or black. I'm Hispanic." She said, "You
and
can
then I
laugh."
learned he's Hispanic. I had no idea. I had no idea. I learned something new every day.
Yeah, I don't use the N word. I just want to know if I can laugh or not. That's it.
And we're like, bust up. Go ahead, bust up. Go ahead. Hey, did you hear the guy today explain to me that? Because I honestly couldn't talk to him about it because I honestly didn't see the what he was talking about Olivia leg kicking out and
Yeah.
tripping.
I cooked him.
So I
cooked
saw
him
it.
in your
So I saw
comments
it.
today, Juju.
I saw that. But I saw it, and if you watch Olivia when she is, that is really how she shoots. So if you try to fly out like Superman at somebody, and somebody is trying to finish their shot, and do the kick out, and then on X, somebody posted about 3 different NBA players in the same. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan, one of them, and I was like, see, it's a normal thing. I mean, Caitlyn
Yeah.
might have looked crazy, but I was like, I don't. But
She
he
got
was
up
trying to
2
say
plays later.
she was trying to say. My part was that he was trying to say she did it on purpose. And I'm like,
Yeah, it
why
was
do you
BS.
guys? I said, I don't. Why do you guys stop saying people are trying to hurt her?
Why
That's
do you
just-
think I cooked him for you, Juju? I
I
watched
saw
it.
it. You
That's
so
why I
you
did
saw it. Yeah, you saw it. Okay.
I cooked him.
So I believed you because I was like, I couldn't answer one way or another. Only thing I could,
You don't know how hard it was. She was down, but she came back and balled out. So what's
Yo,
this?
Drizzy,
Yeah.
if you want to join the conversation, I dropped the link for you, Brody.
Drizzy.
Juju, maybe you ought to look into getting a moderator for your comments, And then
I do.
those-
I do, but the ones that I have, like Brazil, a lot of them, like they're sometimes I can make you, but Ball and Chill's always there. I have to get their YouTube email.
I will give some of those guys some credit. Some of those people, when I started dropping facts, like some of the ones that you pointed out, they let it go after that, or they toned down their rhetoric.
They did. I appreciate my chat so much. You guys are like, I have some regulars. Perspective comes in. I'm meeting so many new people, and we're all helping each other. I just hit 800 today.
Oh,
Finally.
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm trying, guys.
I
Yeah,
know
I'm
you
trying. I'm trying. It's fun though. I just love the conversation. Like I'll bring you up, like we're doing now, because he's gonna love college basketball, but it gets crazy because we're gonna be getting into playoffs and getting closer.
You're telling me.
And then football. I want to watch Shador. I want to see how Shador does. He's got my heart right now.
Yeah,
Shador
me too.
Sanders. I need to see what. I just saw him in a clip. First team, offensive and defensive team he was playing again. I loved it. I got to see this kid. Is he got
He's
it or
gonna get a
does he not?
shot for sure. Gonna
Yeah,
get a shot.
yeah. Who's your team? Who's your football? Who do you root for?
The Texans. I don't have much to root for though. They do this thing where they like to pee down their leg every postseason. So I told you this. This is why I have to watch other games so I can be entertained.
Was it good? Did that be a good reason why you could come over and watch the college basketball? I think people are going to watch college basketball, women's basketball from the beginning, meaning not just conference play. I think y'all going to jump in early, because you got to see what UConn got on schedule on tap.
So
Duke,
wait, you know what?
LSU. Or you wait till you see who he's playing. South Carolina, Notre.
You know what he
Man,
needs, Juju? Same way he a
mm.
CC fan, he need a player to go watch. So I would say if you
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
CC's game, you probably enjoy Michaela
She's
Blake.
already got that answer. It's USC and Juju. So
Okay, well there you go. You got USC. That's going to be a good team to watch.
I
But
made him.
also, I
I
think
made
a
him.
team that you would
she
enjoy.
adopted me. She told
I
me already.
adopted him. I adopted him.
This is what's gonna happen, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
She's gonna want me to compile all these stats. So then when she goes up and does lives, and some people are bantering with her in terms of Juju and USC basketball, so I can cook them in her comments.
See, what's going to happen, you guys, is that Juju would have to score 30. She doesn't need to for our team because we have so much going on, and that's not her goal. But I think her goal is to become more efficient. So whatever amount of shots she gets, whether they're less than it ever has, she's going to have to be very efficient. So what happens in my chat is before Juju was hurt, she had 1,678, and she had gotten to a certain point faster than Caitlin, but under Kelsey Mitchell. And so she was on track to pass Kelsey. So what happens in my chat is they come over, she's not going to get Caitlin Clark's and Caitlin Clark. She's just trying to break, and that's what they're focused on. And see, MDT would say, well, she got to this point, at this point faster, she's already here. It's almost like I need someone, I'm trying to talk about other stuff, but they want me to press and say, she's going to break Caitlin Clark's record when nobody's even thinking about it. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's not our goal. Our goal is we want to win a championship. Whatever comes with it is just extra. But they go crazy. They go crazy. Everybody loves her. Everybody loves you. Even Iowa fans. But it's just that they love her until you start trying to say that she's going to break Clark's record.
Right.
That's all. Because she really is. She's unproblematic for real.
And your live streams go well when you don't have to deal with that a lot, where they don't get you off topic, Juju, when they don't try to be disruptive. So that's why I was in there today, and I was really vocal in those comments because I wanted you to stay with what you were talking about.
And they stopped because whatever you were doing, whenever I had a chance to kind of look at it,
Hold on, really quickly. Hey, Drizzy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Drizzy, I just sent you a I was trying to DM you. I can't DM you. I guess your DMs is off. So I just tweeted you on Twitter. So DM me on Twitter, and I send you the link in your DM.
Yeah, Drizzy's come by. He's come by and graced my show, bless my soul. He's always on the run. And we found out we have a lot in common. I think it was about San Diego or something like that. But he's out where's he out in Texas, right? He lives in Texas, I think. Because I think he goes to the Wings game or something like that. I think he goes to Dallas games. So he gets to see Paige up close.
That's Drizzy, right?
Is Hot Track still here?
I think Drizzy's talking, but it's kind of like the mic is going in and out.
No, that's not Drizzy. That's what he said his name? Yuta, right?
Yuta?
Yeah, that's Yuta.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, you just going in and
She's
out.
still here?
Yeah, Hot Track's still here too.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody here. So look, Yuta, let me ask you this question, Brody. Since you asked us, who you got for your top 5 point guards in the W?
So I no particular order, but I'm an Olivia Miles fan, of course.
Yeah.
So I really like her game. So I got to throw Paige in there. I got to throw Sabrina in there. The next week. Man, I gotta throw the point guard in there.
I was wondering if you're gonna say Chelsea Gay. I was wondering. I
I
was
gotta.
wondering.
I'm outnumbered.
I had JC in there over her, but and then I gotta throw Caitlin in there as well. So
Okay. Okay.
that'll be my top five. And being an honorable mention, I gotta say Veronica Burton. I really like her game.
I love Veronica too. I love it.
I love her game. So.
Yeah.
I just
So
want to.
so what about like Kelsey Mitchell, Kelsey Plum? Yeah, those two.
I like them too, but I don't think them as point guards per se. So,
Okay.
But I gotta say for the record, so growing up as a kid, of course, I watched the Comets play when they did the 4-peat, and then I kind of stopped watching women basketball for a little while. But one day I saw a clip on YouTube of Angel Reese, and she was at and started watching her play when she went to LSU, and watching women's basketball because of Angel Reese. I'm a big Angel Reese fan. Wherever she goes, that's gonna be my WNBA team. But I know there's a lot of women in that league that I really like their game.
Yeah.
But I am from H-Town, so the Comets always gonna be my.
Yeah. Kim Parrott, Jenna Arcane,
Yep. Tina Thompson.
Tina Thompson. I watched her all the way from college in person. And Cynthia grew up. I mean, she's a year older than me, so I knew her mom and everything. Love Cynthia. Cynthia is a winner. Her heart is like the way she talks trash right now. She's like me. She's like, we're 60 years old and we still like act like we can get out there and whoop your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but she's always been like that. I am.
I thought you was in your 30s.
Everybody says that. I don't know. I'm like, I take the compliment. Yeah. But yeah.
Everybody welcome AJ to the stage.
AJ!
Hello.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you low, but we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't know. I've been having a hard time jumping on stream lately. Is that any better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay. Y'all don't have me in y'all top 5 point guards all time?
Wait. Did everybody? I'm about to say, did everybody mute? Because I'm like, it got super quiet. I'm like, everybody.
I
Try to
muted because
listen.
I wanted to see if it would help him.
No, it did. It's just that I got confused for us. I was like, wait a minute. It sounded like it was just me and him for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody got.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I like all you guys' your point guard list.
Okay. So you was in here for what? You heard everybody's then, because.
No, I didn't hear I heard 2 of you guys. I didn't hear the.
I didn't give mine.
Okay, I was missing Auntie. Hey, Auntie.
Hey, but what's yours?
Ooh, my
Obviously, he in it.
Juju's
Hey, this is my first. Let me say this really quickly too. This is my first time. I've been in your stream a few times. This is my first time actually talking to you. You do good work, brother. I appreciate what you do.
I appreciate that, bro. I'm just really bad at this, so I'll be not knowing how to respond to comments, and I know I'm a moderator, so I'm real bad at this. I'm down to chop it up with anybody, and I'll be throwing my link out there when I'm live. I want people to come on, so I'm just really bad at it if I never responded or something, man. But I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
But I'm always, to me, regardless if we ever linked or not, I just try to show love to the community. Juju know I go on her chat. I do the same thing. I show her love. I go to your chat. If you good people and you do good work, because as y'all know, y'all probably see the same things I saw, especially over like the past 2-3 years doing this. It wasn't a lot of positive stuff for Angel.
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
space. It was a lot of negative stuff. So I'm happy more people coming around. There's more positive stuff. So
Yep.
if you're a good person, you're a positive person, I try to show love.
And that's me too.
Thank
And
you.
I know there's some pockets of division even within the communities
Mhm.
and all that. I don't even operate in that, bro. I'm supporting anybody that's doing right, man.
I respect that. I respect that. What's your top
Yeah.
five, brother?
I'm gonna go.
Hold on, mute up how y'all did before so we can hear him better because the background is like drowning him out. So mute up. Yeah, hey, brother.
My number one, and it's the all-time great, is Courtney Vandersloot. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I could listen. If you was serious though, she do got a Hall of Fame career. You can't get
Hall of
mad.
Fame career.
You can't get mad. We all feel the same way about her, but you can't get mad.
But nah, currently right now, I'm gonna go. I'm not even gonna do it in order. I'm gonna go Paige. Y'all heard you saying, Auntie. Yeah, I live in Dallas, so I'm at the games all the time.
Mhm.
But I've been in Cali for the last 2.5 months. I summer in California, so I've been back here. But so I'll go Paige as one, point guard, not in order. There, point guard Paige, Olivia Miles. That's easy. Where do I want to go? We're starting to get real positionless too, man. Like,
Yep.
do we consider Kelsey Plum a point guard?
Yes.
Because I got to put her up there. Then
She could be one or two. So yeah,
you know what I mean. I got to put
she could be
Plum
in
up there. And who do I want as my fifth? I'm gonna go with Veronica.
Oh, okay. You and Yuta was on the same page. Yours are slightly different from mine. I threw instead of Plum, I threw Sabrina Nescu in there, and instead of Veronica, I think I put Caitlin in there. So I put Sabrina and Caitlin in mine. But I'm not mad at yours.
I forgot about Sabrina. She's starting to come back into form too.
Yeah.
She is starting to come back into form. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough.
But that speaks to the league and how talented that position is, right? Because you could really have different names in your top five and be right.
And it seems like a lot of us has been watching for a bit. That has not been the case, bro. The point guard position has been DOA for a long time in this league, bro.
Well, it's about to get nasty because you got Hannah on the way, you got Michaela Blake's on the way. It's about to get nasty.
It's about to, and it's, hey, bro, I said this not a long time. I said this, and this ain't a knock on Caitlin, everybody. I said this Caitlin's rookie year. I was like, I think she needs to win a championship in the next 2 years. Because
that's a good point.
These point guards that's coming in, we seeing it with Olivia. We seeing it with
Zeta
Paige.
Williams.
Yeah. These point guards.
Malaysia Fawali.
Fawali's coming. Then you got people like Sydney Taylor.
Sydney
that's
Taylor.
Showing that, like, hey, as a guard,
yeah.
There's
a lot. It's a lot of smoke at that position.
I love Sydney Taylor.
Yeah, she deserves all the credit she's getting right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's a closer, a finisher, game bucket.
Here's the funny thing. Here's why we got to give her even more credit. She doing that in Chicago.
I know.
With all that dysfunction, she doing that shit there. Like that's crazy.
Dealing with that half-finished training center.
Did y'all see Skylar Diggins after the game?
Nah, what happened?
Yeah, but they said maybe she was going to get her kids.
Oh, okay. Brother, but the shot went in and Skylar darted to the locker room. I was like, oh, shoot.
No, she hugged her. She hugged her first. She hugged her.
Okay.
She did.
Okay, that's good.
That was eventually later.
But, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
The trading deadline came and went, and I thought she was for sure going to be gone.
Yeah.
I
don't know if anybody needed her or wanted her.
It's that contract. Now, I'm sure somebody wanted Skylar. It's just that contract.
Yeah,
you want to know what it is? What they said. So when I was listening to ESPN, they were saying, like, because of how the contracts are on the salary cap, a lot of teams' hands are tied. So we're probably going to see a lot of movement in the offseason.
Yeah, she could go this offseason for sure. That's realistic outcome there.
Yeah. So were you guys talking about true point guards, or are you just talking about guards?
Nah. Yuta asked a question. His question was very big. We could refine the question if you want, but the question was very basic. He said, "Who's your top 5 point guard?" So it's your personal opinion.
Oh,
he said, "Who's your top 5 point guards right now in the league?"
Right now, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
But if you want to do true point guards next, we can, because that's a different conversation.
Point guard.
It's herself. It's herself.
I'm a shooting guard. I'm a shooting guard. And my number was 12, by the way. So you
We'll
guys,
make you a combo.
there's a photo. I'm a 12. I'm number 12. But I got Olivia Miles, Chelsea Gray, Caitlin Clark, Paige, and
Canada?
I love Canada. I do.
Oh,
Some people had Canada on their list. Some people picked up.
Jordan Canada, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, some people pick Canada. I'm not mad because, like I said, with Jordan Canada, if we really being honest about her, if you looking at what she did before the All-Star break, she definitely a top point guard right now in this league.
Yes.
Now, after the All-Star break, to my brother Hot Track's point, he pointed out she been struggling. But before the All-Star break, recency bias.
Juju knows what that means.
Yeah. Well, my friend Sports Cuz, he's on Twitter. He goes, we were talking about people were talking about MVP conversations, and because Paige scored 6, and I know Paige disappoints him with this because I'm like this with Paige, where I feel like, and I think she hears us talking, but we're like, for instance, I'll give you an example. She said that she for the game winner, she passed the ball to Jessica. Jessica didn't want none of Angel Reese, but it was supposed to come back to Paige, and Jessica threw it to Awak. But it was really supposed to come back. My thing is, why do you even pass the goddamn ball? Like, when are you going to be the one that knocks down the winner? When are you going to dominate in the fourth quarter to take your team to the win? And that's what I've seen with her since college. Like, Gino used to get on her. I was like, you'll never be Diana Taurasi. Diana Taurasi wanted that shot, but you're not taking it. I need her to step up on that. Chelsea Gray will, Olivia will. Who else, you guys? Point guard.
All the top ones will. We know, like you said,
Caitlin
Chelsea
does
Gray
it
will.
too. Caitlin does that too. She disappears.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think, you know what I think it could be? You know, and again, this is just my opinion. I could be wrong.
She can't create it.
That's true, but she'll take it. She'll take it.
You know what I think it could be, Juju? I could be wrong. It's just my opinion. Paige might be one of those players who, depending on the position she's in, she falls into that mind state, right? So right now she's playing the point guard, so she probably is thinking about making everybody else better. Whereas if she was 100% the 2, and they had a point guard, and she was the 2, her mindset might be, I need to knock this shot down, opposed to I need to find the right play. You get what I'm saying? So
I'll give you an example.
She might need to be the 2 100% of the time.
KK was the point. I think KK was in the game. I could be wrong about this, but I think I'm gonna go back to college when December 21st, 2025.
She know the date and everything.
She knows everything.
Because after Juju lost to them when she shouldn't have, and they were the 3rd seed, and we never went, and Juju cried her freshman year. I said, Paige, you better look out because we got a home and away with them. So, we got a home and away. Yeah, home and away. So I said, when she goes out there to Connecticut, and I remember MJ Lover on Seth's channel was like, we were in a Discord arguing about it. He wouldn't even let me finish my sentence, and I was trying to explain to him why USC was going to win and why Paige is going to try to guard Juju, but Juju's going to eat her alive. Everything I said, he came to my channel during the live and apologized because he was like, damn, you was right. I was like, I know. Because one thing you guys got to understand, Hannah Hidalgo and Juju Watkins are killers. You understand me? They are killers.
That's a fact.
And she got there, and when that shot, it was like for the tie, or hopefully for the tie or the win. She has the ball. She passed it over to Sarah Strong to take the final shot, a rookie. And that's when Juju flew out, brushed her, got the foul, a 3-point foul. Oh my God. Like everybody was like, no, Juju. And I was like, Paige, why didn't you take the shot? Was that the way it was supposed to be designed, to pass it all the way to the other side for Sarah Strong to shoot a 3?
Yeah.
She does weird stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, she just, I guess it's something she needs to get out her game. Something she needs to work on.
He's trying to get it out of her. And I think I've seen her get like real aggressive. I mean, she went on this killer. I think me and MDT were watching,
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was talking about the drama surrounding Caitlin. When she took over, she scored 17 points in one quarter, like third quarter, something like. I was like,
Fourth
Paige,
quarter.
that's you. Fourth quarter. I said, Paige, that's who you are.
Yep. Yeah, Paige had gotten better at finishing games. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with recent events, but she did hit her head about 2 weeks ago, if you guys remember that. Pretty hard, the same day that Angel got hurt. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this. Not many people are going to use that excuse, but, but she does disappear at times. That is true. But she had been doing better before the last stretch of games. I'll say that.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think about that Seattle team? You know that's going to be a team of the future, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're scary.
Dangerous.
Yeah, they're
I
scary.
think they're kind of scary. I think they're kind of scary.
Yeah.
I think
Our fam just scratching the surface. We've been watching Florida for forever, so we know her potential, how better she's going to get. And Dominique Malanga's already an all-star.
Yeah.
Floje just does this thing where she is game ready. She looks the same way all 40 minutes. She does not like losing. You talk about a killer like you're talking about, she's got that, whatever that is. Hates losing.
Yeah, she just got to improve on her shot selection.
Yeah,
but I love her. I love her drives, her dribble drives to the basket. I love that.
Her attitude.
My only issue with Flage is to MDT's point. You can see she figure it out sometimes, and she look like she's gonna be a killer. And then some nights she come out and only have 8, and it's like Flage, what you doing?
It's sometimes it gets a little rough. She's learning. It's not easy, but I like that she's cares about the outcomes. No matter, she's not indignant. She'll shake hands, hugs, all that, but whistle to whistle.
She takes it hard.
She is on it. Cares. I dig that.
She hasn't lost because she hasn't lost very many games. From college to now, and this is just something that they have to get used to when they haven't lost a lot of games. So they just have to. Speaking of that, Aaliyah Boston was like that because she hadn't lost. And Raven, they hadn't lost very many games. But you mentioned something today. She's a 5, but she could play a 4. My thing is, if she can't play a 5 because you know how many rebounds she had today? Correct me if I'm wrong. 2 rebounds.
She said she can't play a 5 because she don't go hit the glass.
So she ain't gonna be nobody's 5.
Yeah, nobody hit the glass today.
And you know what's funny,
Juju? That kind of goes to what we've been saying about the Fever. Like, they Achilles heel is defense, right? And it's MDT brought up the point earlier about the perimeter because you got Kelsey Mitchell and you got Caitlin Clark, but you just brought up the other point where sometimes Aaliyah Boston ain't aggressive enough on the inside. So that really hurts the defense. You ain't got inside or outside defense.
I know. So that's why if they have to play the Mystics in the first round, don't be surprised that Shakira, Kiki, and Betts tears them up.
Don't forget about Sonya.
Oh no, I'll have it. And crazy ass Cody McMahon. Crazy Cody McMahon.
Hey, Cody gonna get to that basket.
Who'd you do that to? Was that on
Enrique?
Oh,
God. Dang.
Cody gonna get to that basket.
Cody gonna get to that. And I wouldn't even get in her way. I see her coming down the hole like that. I swear to God, I'm getting out of the way.
Who
I'm
did
5'8"
she
and a half, 9.
Ground? Like the hip toss.
Enrique.
Okay, yeah.
Enrique knocked a man out in the club, and I was like, I don't know, Enrique. I don't know if you want to mess with this girl. I'm not.
She got the charges dropped, so she won that one.
Yeah, she knocked him out and won the charges. It's not even funny. And then she looked at Cody like, "What you doing?" And Cody got this little laugh. Her and Kiki be laughing. I be like, Kiki threw Jess to the ground. I'm like, what? What is these Mystics doing?
Trying to set the tone.
Oh my God.
They want to be intimidating like Angel.
Angel ain't never threw nobody to the
No,
ground like this that I
intimidating
know
in terms
of.
of her presence. Like
Okay.
Hey,
Her
listen, you want to know how
presence.
intimidating? If you want to know how intimidating Angel is, I don't know if y'all remember this, but last year she was playing Connecticut, and that girl, I forget her name, the point guard that was there last year, grabbed Angel,
Grabbed her hair.
grabbed her
Yeah.
hair. You see how Angel turned around? And she was not
Yes.
playing.
Yes, she was not. I
Who
thought.
was that?
I said, oh my god, oh my Angel. But she was like, you pulling my hair. You pull my hair.
Right. Who was that? Who was
She's
the
not
I
girl?
in the
forget her
league no
name.
more.
I know who she is. I forget her name.
I know
She played in like, was it UConn? I think she's from UConn or something like that.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Bria Hartley.
Bria Hartley.
Oh, yes, that's
yeah,
right. That's right.
Yeah, Bria Hartley. Yeah. And Bria was just trying to get herself together, coming back into the league and everything after making her son or something.
It's a couple ones. There's that one, and then the one where Caitlyn pushed her down.
Oh,
That one too.
She's gonna take her down on that one, too.
You know what? I didn't mind the hard slap, but I was like, Caitlyn, she's falling already. Why would you push somebody from behind?
Nah, you want to know what I didn't like? I didn't even care about that. I ain't like the fake stare down. You gonna stare down, and when she get up, you walking away. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, then you walk away. Don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't like the fact that Aaliyah pushed her over, and I'm like, Leah, Angel's your friend. She stood up to you for you guys that game. Elbows, and you pushed her. You can't touch her and protect her. Her team has to grab her coaches. You don't touch her.
By the way, Juju, Boston did that buckweight thing today. I saw it. I was laughing.
What I do? What I do? She'll knock somebody to the ground like, well, what I do? She suplexed Bree Jones last year. She suplexed her. And she turned around like, what I do? I was like,
Aaliyah is funny when she put them hands up. She put them hands up like she ain't do nothing.
And mouth agape. Yeah.
I'm
Juju
over
says
it.
she looks like buckwheat when she does that. That was a
I'm
joke
so
I
mad
didn't
at
get
her.
permission to laugh at, Brooklyn.
And that's the one. I said, go ahead and laugh. I said, listen. I said, listen, Boston. Even Candace Parker is starting to laugh at her now because it's like, and I think she knows it, and she's starting to like calm it down. I'm like, elbows, assault and battery. That's my other name for it. Please.
Assault and battery is funny. That's funny.
I'm like, sweetheart, come on, like. That's why Tina Charles fired on you. Knocked her. I felt so bad for her. She didn't know what hit her, guys. Do you guys remember when Tina Charles fired on her? And she looked up like, where
I missed
where
that
am
one.
I?
I don't know. I'm too new for that one.
I was like, because what she's doing is she's hooking you as well. And I'm like,
she grabs you.
I'll never forget Lynette Pearson hooking Candace, and she pulled Tina Thompson's shoulder out. And I don't like players who do that. Like, don't hook on that. And especially don't hook somebody and then turn and try to flip them. Like, you're not trying to, but you can really hurt somebody like that. And I'm just like, come on.
Yeah,
Aaliyah,
absolutely.
Like, don't do that. Like, let's just keep it kosher. But there's been a lot of crazy, just trying to get flagrant. A lot of crazy stuff going on, guys. And it's not just what the main characters that we see all the time.
Well, let me ask this question.
There's a lot of other I think Angel gets the worst. But Izzy, that thing that Izzy did, thing that Izzy did to Angel was ridiculous.
Listen, I tell people that's illegal in football.
That was terrible.
So you know it's illegal in basketball.
Not just them two, but it was. I think the Vouks have gotten into some scrapes and scraps. There's a lot of. It's just a physical league, and I think all leagues are physical. I don't know why they just pick on the women, but all leagues.
But look, let me ask you this question. You just made me think about something, Juju. What's your
when do you think Kelsey Plum gonna play? You think she's gonna play Friday?
Gotta pass
probably
physical first. So.
I forgot about that.
And then still kind of beat up. So who knows?
How bad is the ankle? What is her ankle?
They don't say anything, Juju. They're always cagey about the information. Nobody. They never say anything about anything.
I thought she was faking sitting out.
Yeah.
I
As people
did.
say that about Diggins. He's just
Yeah, you know what, guys? I'm not gonna lie. There's several people that I thought were that their time is coming. Hold on,
sounds like somebody's making coffee or something. You know,
my
turn on the
walkie-talkie.
espresso machine.
I have a walkie-talkie. The time of people's time is coming up short.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of players that their time is running out. Okay, that's all I gotta tell you.
No,
If they're
absolutely.
not, and because of the fact of what you said earlier about the college players coming.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. There's some good ones
So
on the way. I'm excited.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I gotta see how this goes down. I gotta see who. And then, but I will say this: if Juju is not coming out, who do you want
Yeah.
your first round to be? I mean, yeah,
Well,
first
we
draft
know
pick.
who
I'm
the
sorry.
top three is. We just got to figure out which order they should go in.
So you got Juju, Hidalgo, and who's the third?
Madison Booker.
Okay, Madison Booker. Okay.
And really, to me, top four, you got to throw Michaela Williams in that
Blake's?
top four.
Okay, Caleb
Now,
Williams.
Michaela Williams. Now, Blake's don't come out yet.
Okay.
But Michaela Williams, I feel like that's your 1 through 4. And then, depending on where you got Malaysia, I don't know if her stock dropped for anybody, but that might be 1 through 5. Malaysia Williams.
You don't have any inside information of overseas players? You got no intel out of Australia or Europe?
Nah, I find out like everybody. And the funny thing is, I like to do scouting. But I find out the same time everybody else do. I ain't know who the hell our fan was. So they started talking about it. I went and looked her up, and I was like, oh, she cold. So it was the same thing. I got to wait till they tell me who the next one is. You up here, Juju. You up here.
We'll look under rocks. Who are they?
Right.
We found a player.
Right. But that's going to be the only thing to change it. It's going to be some amazing player from overseas that you got to throw in the mix, too.
Ooh, here you go. Here's a question. Can she? Can Sarah Strong declare early?
I don't. So from what I understand about declaring early, you got to be turning, is it 22 in that calendar year?
Mm-hmm. 21.
And then it might be
maybe
21. I think it's 22, but it might be 21. And you have, so that's why some people would come out in their third season.
Okay, sorry about that, guy.
Now you good.
Okay, so okay, let's talk about this. You keep bringing up Malaysia Fulwali. Do you feel like her game is going to translate to the W better than it has?
Yeah, I think yes, but I think she has to show maturity. That's it. Because in my opinion, the reason why I keep bringing her up is because at one point I had her as right behind Juju. It was Juju and then Malaysia.
Wow.
But because she and I always thought listen, this sounds blasphemous, so I'm gonna say what I'm about to say very carefully because I know Dawn Stelly knows what she's doing. But I always thought Dawn Stelly was holding her. I always thought Dawn Stelly was holding her back by not letting her just go and make mistakes. But then she went to LSU, and I was like, oh, well, maybe Dawn had a point. Like I get it. Okay, I see why Dawn. Right.
Yes.
So it's like, is that thing? It's like talent wise. If I look at her from a talent, if I go back to their rookie season, right? Because we already know that rookie season was amazing. Juju, Hannah, Fulwali, all of them was balling out. If I go back to that rookie season and I just look at talent, overall talent, Juju was the number 1 overall pick to me. Would have been in her draft class, right? And Malaysia Fulwali is clearly, just by athleticism and talent, the second best overall player to me in that draft class. But play wise, I think Hannah passed her. I think Hannah Hidalgo leapfrogged her with play. You get what I'm saying? So that's why.
Yeah.
And then obviously we see what happened with Madison Booker over the past couple years and what she turned into. So now I'm feeling like she may be leapfrogged her too. So that's why. But Michaela Williams, you could argue whether you got Michaela over her or under her, But Michaela, to me, been balling since she been a rookie too. She wasn't as popular as the other one. Obviously, she went to LSU, but she was overshadowed by the likes of a Reese and a Flaugier and stuff like that.
And then she had plantar fasciitis, whatever it's called.
Okay, I didn't know that. But so I think that's really the question. And then it took. And I land my plane with this, Juju. It really boils down to how people feel about how she performed over the past 4 years, right? Do people feel like she dropped down and maybe she's going to go somewhere around 7, 8, 9? Or do people feel like talent-wise she's in that top 5? So that's the question on Laser.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see.
I think those 5, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe y'all got it different, but I think those are your top 5. Because isn't this Adi Crooks draft as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Adi Crooks draft. My issue with Adi Crooks is defensively. I don't know what somebody her weight. We know one thing we've learned, and I shouldn't say we because some of y'all been here a lot longer than me. So I'm gonna say me. The one thing I've learned watching college is that the athleticism, the speed, the strength, all that's different on the next level. So even though you dominate in college, when you come to this level, you got the Asia Wilsons to chase around. You got the Nafisa Colliers to chase around. You could score on them on one end, but what you gonna do on the other end?
Shakira Austin.
Shakira Austin. You know what you gonna do on the other end when you gotta guard them? So I think she might drop a little bit off of that because offensively, we know she can score with anybody.
Yeah. Amen. You nailed it. You landed it. And we'll have a pre-draft show, and then you have to keep updating it as they play to start.
Absolutely.
Because we can say what we think.
Yeah, all this is speculation. We don't know until you can't play the game on paper.
Yeah.
So to address what's going on in the chat about Sarah Strong, she's not eligible indeed until 2028. So,
correct.
So I think somebody's talking about her
I guess maybe they feel when I always say Juju, they come out in Sarah Strong and Michaela Blake's class. I've had pushback from real Sarah Strong fans in UConn that even if Juju, I'm telling you guys, it don't matter what draft class you pick. Juju's gonna be number 1.
Yeah, as long as Juju is healthy, as long as Juju's healthy, she the number 1 pick. If she come back as either the old Juju or better, she the number 1 pick. Ain't even no question about it.
It might be just a matter because the draft order will be set by the time she decides. So if it's
and I was saying, like, if she didn't come out in 2027, she's still the number 1 in 2028. Yeah. I put my money on that.
Is there any team that you wouldn't want her to go to? I'll ask you both that.
Chicago
would be bad, but just
Chicago.
From like a franchise, yeah, okay. If it was like Chicago or something like that, yeah, that makes sense.
I
mean, they'll have that training facility done by then. So
you're not gonna waste time. You're not gonna. I want Chicago to be. I love their uniforms. I love Chicago. I've always wanted to root for them. The only jersey I ever bought in my whole life was Candace Parker, number 3. Of all people that I choose after all this time, I chose her. And I can't believe, and I've seen the pattern over and over from Adela to Sylvia Fowles. It doesn't matter. Like, I've seen what they do over there, and I just wish it was just ran better.
Right.
That's all.
They can get better. I see her going to Los Angeles. Maybe they'll have a frozen envelope thing. You know what that's about, Juju. David Stern will come out of the grave and pull something out of the hopper. And, hey,
you saw how Kobe swaps from the Magic to LA, or Blase was going to the Vouch
kind of shenanigans.
And the Vouch swap with the da 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 da. Whatever it happens, like we. Make it happen.
You know what? I got a controversial question for y'all.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Which one of these players, this is going to be difficult for MDT, so I guess it's for you, Juju. Which one of these players in college that we love, right, that's killing it in college, ain't going to be able to translate? Maybe because they not physical enough. Maybe because they you know what I mean? The physicality, the speed is going to be different. The height.
Audie
Who's
Crooks.
killing it in college and going to come to the league and just not be that good? Audie Crooks is a good one.
See, I had something.
I think
Because you know we always get
well,
those
you know, basically you're saying like it's not
who
going to
just don't
translate
pan
as
out.
well. Like they're at the top, say
Yeah,
you know,
it's
top
like they
team
dominating in college,
and
but they not
mhm.
dominating in the pro. Like they won't dominate. They might even be a good pro, but they not gonna be the same. You know what I mean? Like they not
Yeah.
gonna be the same type of player in the pro. They gonna
Madison Booker and Tessa Johnson. And I
okay.
know those are like, what? Are you joking? Madison Booker and thought
No, those are
Madison's
good
gonna have to
names.
get tougher for me.
Okay.
Even if you guys think that she going on one, Madison needs to have like total focus. She's supposed to be really, really, really good. She has all the tools. Something I better see something this year. I better see something from Michaela Williams, and I better see something from Tessa Johnson, and I better see something from Audie Crooks.
Those are good names.
And I love Audie Crooks. These people, all of them I love. They need to
hold on that thought, Juju, really quickly.
be
Everybody
able to cross over and hang with this league.
Really quickly, everybody welcome my brother Jonathan to the panel.
Not there.
All right, go ahead, Juju. Yeah, I just wanted to welcome somebody to the panel. Go ahead, finish your thought. Can she hear me? MDT, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got you.
Can she hear you? Yeah, she probably can't hear.
I was saying Tessa Johnson, Audie Crooks, Michaela Williams, and Madison Booker.
Yeah. That's a good name. Those are good names.
Y'all hear that?
Yes. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah, something wrong with her mic. Okay. Jonathan, welcome to the panel, Jonathan.
Hello.
Okay. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you for having
me. Can you hear us?
So I want to know, can Brooklyn, can y'all hear me? Does anybody in the chat? Because I can't see the chat. Comments.
Let me see. We can hear you.
Oh, they said Ashlyn Watkins.
Ashley Watkins from South Carolina.
Okay, do you guys think I was wrong for what I said just now? The Tessa Johnson, Michaela Williams, and I know Madison Booker is right behind Juju. So if Juju doesn't go, then Madison comes up next. You know, I used to never. I'm gonna lie. Hannah, I didn't think was going to, but something changed my mind last year about her. That she can do whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, because she played with Mad Heart last year.
So I just don't see. They said I think Gabriella Hawkins better than Tessa. Hey, Kyrie, you know what I'm talking about. Ashlyn Watkins. I don't know how, don't worry about Juju's knee. Don't worry about Juju's health. Don't worry about maybe I need to do a little bit more on my show about Juju and some show you photos of her and videos of her for you guys to really understand she's better than what she was. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, Hannah is another anomaly, and that's just what it is. I mean, we've seen 5'6" players, Dana Evans. We've seen don't get it twisted. We've seen 5'6" players, but those 5'6" players don't have the hops, nor the speed, nor the defense that Hannah does. And Hannah is actually, I feel like she's growing. Oh my God, that scared me. I thought Angel was in the
She's in the chat.
Angel joined the chat. Everybody, Angel. Everybody.
The comments that I came back and I was like,
everybody, welcome Angel. Angel to the chat.
Honestly, guys, like, there's gonna be some people that are gonna be really shocked about their favorites.
I wish that was real.
In the chat, what do you guys think? Like, Ashlyn is still wearing a brace. Somebody said, no, she's not. No, she's not. I'm like, well, that's what I've heard. and she's been
Jonathan, I
out
don't
2
think Juju can
years.
hear
Like
us.
Juju really is
So
going to
we just let
be
her cook right
18
now.
months or something to that. And but
You heard me, Jonathan?
she wasn't even
Yeah,
practicing
yeah.
with the team. She
Yeah,
wasn't
she
even
can't hear
around.
us, so we just let her cook because
So
she can't
and
hear us.
Chloe, I think I feel bad for Chloe because I don't want
She
Chloe
can't
to
hear
rush.
us?
Nah, as you can
They can't
see.
hear us.
We can hear her, but she can't hear us.
Uh,
Can they hear us? Can they hear me?
wait, can you hear us, Juju?
Hold on.
Hi,
See?
Juju. Are you there? Or are you just looking at Angel?
Can you hear me?
I think she can hear you, MDT. I'm confused. Wait, Juju, can you hear me?
Can you
This
hear me?
80. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
See?
Can
She
you
can't
hear me,
me.
Juju?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, she can
Brooklyn,
only
what'd
hear
you
you.
do, man?
I don't know. Listen, I'm.
What are you trying to do?
Can she hear Jonathan? Jonathan, say something to Juju.
Hey, what's up, Juju?
Yeah, my microphone's on.
Yeah, she can't hear me. She can only hear you, MDT.
Well, what do you want me to say to her?
No, it's nothing. I was just letting because Jonathan was waiting to speak, and she don't know because she think like we just not talking back. She just can't
Hey,
hear us.
Juju, if you can hear me, if Brooklyn's trying to get everybody to let Jonathan speak. That's his name,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry. I can't.
That's
No,
okay.
no.
You
She's
couldn't hear
fine.
him.
I didn't want to rush her. I was just saying that's why Jonathan wasn't.
Yeah,
Tell
he says it's
her to
fine. Didn't wanna rush you.
tell her to like close out, come back. Maybe that's what
He
it
says
is.
to
I don't know.
close out and come back if you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because she can't hear.
Okay.
She only can hear you. She can't hear. I don't know what's going on. But Jonathan, yeah, what's your thoughts, brother?
The thoughts on the USC. Like, I'm late. So I ain't gonna lie. So I was trying to see what topics. I know on Juju was mentioning names like college names, but
You want to know what the conversation was?
Yeah.
So
I was kind of late.
basically, I asked a question. It wasn't really messy, but it's a controversial question. I said, who out of the names we love, right? The names that we love in college, who's gonna be somebody who actually doesn't translate to the WNBA? Somebody that's a star in college, somebody that's killing in college, but that just they game or the physicality, or maybe they body type, maybe they too short, whatever it is, just won't translate to the next level, to the pro level. Who do you think that might be?
Well, first off, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna count out Hannah Hidalgo.
Yeah, of course not. We know she
because
translates 100%.
She's definitely going to translate in the WNBA. She is a Wolverine. Like the girl is small but bloodthirsty and deadly. That's the type of player I want on my team. If Houston can draft her and Juju, that would be a big service to us. Now, I'm not saying that might happen, but I'm just saying. I'm thinking Connecticut need a tank for the rest of the season. Don't win no more games. Probably going to have the shittiest record.
Okay.
Yeah, have the shittiest record of this. Yeah, have them. They're gonna need the most shittiest record in order for us to get the first round second pick. They need to make a trade or whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of names. I do like Zaya Van from Oklahoma. I think she can translate. She doesn't seem like the most aggressive, hungry type of guard. She got that little look where it makes us think that, she's just a nice player with a nice play style that won't translate to W. I say she will translate to W because she has good defense. She's not afraid to snatch that ball from a defender's hands. A good pocket picker. She can shoot the ball pretty well. I see her more of a defensive player that's going to allow her to translate to WNBA. Who else? Ariana Mitchell. I think with more playing time and more being used more, I think she has the ability to be one of those bigs that can get a double like Angel Reese can. Maybe not as much as her and Lisa Morrow, but enough for her to translate to WNBA. Don't let the
Let me give you a perfect example, right? Somebody
Vanderbilt.
let me give you a perfect
She'll
example.
go for that. She'll get in that paint and make some things happen if needed. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure people didn't think too much of Tiana Key for Toronto to be a big impact of the
Juju, you
WNBA,
back
but
with
she
us? You can hear
translated
me,
pretty well
Juju?
so far.
Yeah, I
So,
can hear you now.
and I
All
know,
right, cool. Go ahead, Jonathan.
and a lot of us, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us, when Cassandra Prosper got drafted in the WNBA, I'm sure a lot of us had our doubts. I just think she shouldn't have been drafted yet. I think she should have stayed another season with Hannah college, so they both can go to the to get develop fully to go so that she can go comfortably in the league with Hannah. But so far, Prosper has impressed me. She's been still playing good defense. She's been
Look, let me give
doing
you,
some good
Jonathan. Let
stuff
me give
for
you a
the
name though.
Mystics.
Really quick, let me give you a name. Think about somebody like Alyssa Peely, right? When Alyssa Peely was in college, she was killing, right? But for whatever
Yeah.
reason, it seemed like in the pros, maybe due to her size or whatever the case may be, she, it's not the same. So that's what I'm saying. Like, who's gonna be that player you think maybe in this draft
well,
that's not gonna that's good in college, but maybe not so good in the pros?
Okay, now that you mentioned that, Audie Crooks concerns me. Now, she does shoot 40 points to 35 to 40 points a game, but her body, her movement won't be enough to transfer to WNBA because the players are much more stronger, faster than now.
Right, exactly.
And they're more aggressive.
Mhm.
And Audie's weight ain't gonna hold too much on it. People said that she might drop 30 or 40 on Angel Reese. That will not happen at her best game. Like Reese will destroy her. But let me hold on for a second.
What's up, Juju? You back?
I don't hear her.
Everybody be picking on poor little Adi, but we're not trying to. I think you said it best. I think it's her defense.
Yeah.
I just don't know. And if you guys remember, I know she was just a freshman, but Cam just kept knocking her down. And she couldn't stay on her feet.
Like you said, we love Adi. It's not that picking on her, but it's like this is reality, right? Like this happens all the time. Every year you find somebody that's like you just because it's a different level. The girls are bigger, they stronger, they faster, right? So you got to be able to adjust to it, and everybody can't adjust. It's just we just being honest.
I know you guys probably don't watch Overtime Select or Takeover, it's called.
I do.
With high schoolers. So Juju, Sarah, Strong, Audie Crooks, KK, Arnold, I forget the other person if there was. They were on the panel. They were there. And Audie is looking good.
I know Flau'jae was there.
No, this is the one where Flau'jae wasn't because she was
okay.
Yeah, it was just recently. And she wasn't on the sidelines right there. This is for the 2-on-2 1v1 thing.
Okay.
And Audie lost a lot of weight.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's good for her. Because that's the only thing. Listen, if Audie gets in shape where she could at least move. Look at somebody like Bree Jones, right? So she don't have to be in super duper shape. But she got to be in enough shape where she could guard somebody like an Asia or like an Angel. If she's in enough condition and do that, she'll be fine. So if she drops the weight, then that's great.
You know what I think though? If you watch her, she has to want to play defense.
Yeah.
And another thing, she had to go ahead to ask the coach to pull her out. She was the one in control of her minutes if she couldn't breathe. Whereas I think this coach, I don't know if Iowa State had enough scientific program or what they're, as compared to where she's gonna, where she signed at right now. I think Oklahoma State.
Yeah, they have more money at Oklahoma State.
They got more money, so they probably have a lot more biometrics and.
She got a bag. Maybe that'll be the
well, I mean, like their facilities is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Iowa State probably has something, but I'm with you.
I
Oklahoma
don't
State
think they
likely has better
compare
stuff.
to like Oklahoma State. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also, I want you guys to remember. I believe. Does anybody remember? Is Liv McGill in this class?
Nah, she's
I don't
not.
know.
This a sophomore year, but I love me some Liv McGill.
Yeah, and
I
Liv
love
Keely
McGill.
Miller.
McGill is
She's going into her junior
I
year.
think
I love me some Liv McGill, boy. She
So
is nice.
imagine Liv McGill,
McGill is class 29, 29, right?
Jelani Cambridge, Kelmy Miller, Kennedy Joyce Edwards, Michaela. But you always everybody talks about Sarah Strong, Michaela Bates. I'm naming other people that are in that class. That is a sick class too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And I know MDT. Try to remember these names. And I want you to picture Caitlin Clark guarding these players.
No, I don't. I can't do it.
That's a good name, Brian. Brian Allen Hines.
If it's anybody who's got
Speaking of
any
Caitlin
handles
Clark.
quick,
Speaking of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. Killing me here.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark.
I know.
So,
I'm trying to get her ready.
hey.
Go!
Speaking of Caitlin Clark, how did everybody feel about Caitlin Clark's game against Minnesota Lynx and Olivia Miles' performance today?
I'm trying to forget
because I saw some players that ESPN should be really putting out there as MVP runner-ups and not Cece.
Yeah,
it's Olivia
and Kelsey Mitchell.
Olivia Miles and Kelsey Mitchell are they're different.
Yeah, that award is Asia Wilson's to lose anyway. So I don't think anybody's going to touch that. I was chopping it up with somebody.
I'm hearing people talk about Olivia Miles because Olivia's Miles team is above Asia. Asia better be careful.
I got a stat for you. This is Brooklyn. This is what I was going to point out. Okay, so this answers it both ways, and it makes sense. So all 30 previous MVPs, 80% of them have come from a 1-seeded team to go to the playoffs or a 2-seeded team.
Ooh.
So they both fit that criteria now.
They did it, yes.
So what it means is, however, Angel's stat line is so much better than what Olivia's doing, even though she's got the gravity, but that's hard to measure. And she would have to increase her numbers, and it's gonna be taken away from her because Fee's there now. So it's gonna look not as good as it would have been had Fee still been injured. So that's what I got on that. I still think it's Asia to lose.
So you feel that her point production is going to drop because of Asia, because of FISA?
I think they're not. It's not going to look as good on a stat line.
So what was it today?
She had 28.
Yes,
that
sir.
sound right, guys?
Yes, sir. And what did she have the night before that Nafisa came?
I think it was 14 and 10, something. So
if she did score that 14, she has not dropped in production because she just zoomed right back up with the 28. And then I don't know how many assists she had.
Yeah, it's still going to be hard, Juju, unless there's some kind of Asia fatigue. You've seen that in the NBA. Brooklyn would speak to this. Conversations all the time.
I know, but I don't think that Asia, let me say this. I would have said Asia is far from Olivia. I would have said that. But the fact that Olivia is the most valuable on that team without Olivia would not be where they are. It's not.
Agreed.
They can do it with Fee and they can do it without her.
Agreed.
But value, the Aces can't do nothing without Asia. Asia has scored 37, 30. Well, she did score 38 or something in a loss. Now she scored 37 in a I think recently in a win. But she can't sustain that.
It's going to be tough.
I think the person numbers that's going to suffer now that Fee's back is Natasha Howard.
That's true too.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the person whose numbers go down.
Yeah, I was watching her today. Like she kind of, didn't know. I was like, Natasha, Fee will play around you. She likes to hover around a certain area on the court, and Natasha's starting to like look lost. Like, I don't know what it is. She needs to just keep doing whatever it was that she did, and let Fee adjust to her. But she's deferring to Fee, but Fee's not ready to be deferred to yet. Let her get in rhythm and shape. You know, ball shape. Like, Natasha, don't back off and shrink. I need Natasha to be Natasha that she was earlier this year, and
Yeah.
that connection that Miles and her had. That was beautiful work.
Yeah, to your point, Juju, last year when Howard was with the Fever, her production went crazy after CC shut it down, or they shut her down for the rest of the season.
hmm
And she seemed to be a lot happier playing without
You
her.
think? Oh, playing without her? Oh.
hmm Just because of the role and more minutes and a
hmm
bigger chance to score. I mean, it
hmm
really helped her, to tell you the truth. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
How do you think she played? Honestly, how do you? I mean, did did Cece play well today to you? Or I'm not saying she didn't. I'm just
She had 19, I believe, and
What's
6
the
or something.
what's the field goal percentage though?
she had 10
Yeah, let me
assists
look. Let me
too.
look.
I think she had a gang of assists today.
We gotta base it off the field goal percentage and the turnover. We already know defensively,
Yeah,
she didn't
that's
play
we
that
have to
well.
look that up.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. She didn't play that well. So based
Yeah,
off of
there
what
you
she
go
did
again,
field goal
man.
wise and
I think she was
turnovers,
like a
it'll
minus
determine.
9. She
She
was like a
was
minus.
-7, so she had 19
Oh, minus
points,
7.
10 assists, 4 turnovers, 1 rebound. So
What's the field goal percentage for
she
threes
was
and
8 for
field goal?
18,
Damn.
but also was 2 for 9 from 3. So she really struggled there. A couple
Yeah.
of those were dumb, and she put up.
So how I would assess that game
Damn.
is I'm not terribly mad. Like it's still too many turnovers, but I'm not terribly mad at the turnovers with 10 assists for. I would prefer like 3. I would prefer 3. But okay, you got 4. I'm not gonna nitpick the 1, right?
hmm
As far as the 8 for 18, I'm not even gonna nitpick that because shoot is shoot. Sometimes your shot
Yeah.
is off. The 2
Yeah.
and 9 though. The 2 and
Yeah.
9 is terrible. Like that's
And a couple of those she shouldn't have taken. They were bad
yeah,
shots.
that's terrible. The 8 for 18, I'm not the overall field goal percentage. I'm not 100% mad at, but the 2 for 9 is that's wild. But then again, like shoot is shoot. Sometimes your shot is off. I understand that. You know what I mean? 1 to 8, 2 to 9, that happens. But you just got to try to limit that to not happening often, or work on your selection, like you said.
Man, why do I get this feeling like Angel's just looking right at me repeatedly? What are you trying to do to me, Brooklyn? I'm taking time out or something, man.
I'm trying to convert you, man. I'm trying to convert you.
I'm already converted. She's winning. I told you that.
Look into Angel's eyes.
Dude, you're gonna make me go away for 5 minutes, man.
You know what I love? You know what I love, guys?
What's up?
That the women are in control of their narrative in terms of femininity and beauty.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can look this up, MDT, but there was when I was a freshman in high school or so, we had a team, the WBL, San Francisco Pioneers. And so when we were trying to promote the women's basketball league, and by the way, men used to fuck it up. They did not know how to market. They didn't know how to. They paid them too much. They didn't pay them at all, and different things were going on like that. And we were trying to sustain a women's basketball league. And so they would try to, there was a lady named Machine Gun Molly. She actually coaches for Bowling, Alabama, somewhere in the country right now. But her name is Molly Bolin, but we call her Machine Gun Molly. And they would have these pamphlets of her. She's a blonde. She was a real, blonde. She shot at the range of like Cece, but not maybe not 28 feet, but she shot long range shots. And she, they were trying to sell her looks and things like that. And it was like, oh God, here we go. That, like, it's kind of like we have a lingerie basketball league and we have a lingerie football league. And so they would it would piss us off because why are they trying to push that narrative instead of like watching basketball? Then years later, they came in when Diana Taurasi, everybody, you know, the league, Lisa Leslie and all them, they all dressed a certain way. They had them in these little business suits. And then we had the LGBTQ era where the stud girls were really getting, it was just really getting out of hand, in my opinion, with the whole stud look, right? And then now what's refreshing is we're getting back to, you know, the beauty of these women. You know, we have different tiers. I mean, and I love it because you guys, I know you guys be trying not to be weirdos and shit like that. Because women be like, why do
We
y'all
were
not
earlier.
nothing? And I'm like, I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with you guys admiring their beauty. You know, you want a pinup girl. Let me tell you, there was a pinup poster of Becky Hammond. I don't know if you guys ever remember Becky as a younger woman.
I think
on
she looks good now, Juju.
Becky was gorgeous. But
what do you mean
my point is, I tell women all the time, Joe Namath was, you know, he was fine when he was young, right?
And he wore pantyhose.
You know,
you heard the MVP. She put the O. She put the O and the E in fine. She said he was fine. She put the O and the E in there.
Yeah, with
everybody's trying to get with him.
It was so. It's like, you know, I don't understand because I know they're not trying to sell Joe Namath, Tom Brady. You're not trying to sell OJ. You're not trying to sell. I'm naming all the people that I like. You're not trying to sell prime time to the men. So obviously you're trying to attract us, right? So the women. So
Juju just told us her type. She like the muscular. She like that athletic, muscular type. Okay.
I mean,
she named dropped Joe Namath. She had me right there, man.
Men got the attention.
See, she makes me want to grow up my chest
the
hair.
men have said to me, why did these women get mad when we're, I don't want to say lusting, when you guys are being attracted to the basketball player? I said, I don't know, because we be looking at butts and all. Well, not we women be looking at the men out there on the football field and everything else. So I don't understand.
Do you think it's like a difference in the way that we express our objectification of women, that we take it a little too far? You think that's what it is?
I think so.
Because you guys will say somebody's cute, right? And you'll leave it vague.
Handsome.
And Brooklyn and I might be like, ooh, and we'll make a scene, right?
No, hey, don't put my name in. Don't put my name in what you would do.
You know what? You know what? He's probably worse than me. He doesn't want to admit it.
He's trying to find some company.
See?
Brooklyn and me are doing.
He's
trying to throw you off, Juju.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I would say this.
I haven't really seen any. I haven't really heard you guys, because I go on.
I can tell you why that happens.
I haven't heard you guys. Not just you guys, but other men. I haven't heard disrespectfulness stuff.
When I come on your channel, I'm not doing that, right? And I mean, I've been on some lives where we talked about it, but it never de-escalates to where it gets raunchy. And you can do that, but sometimes some folks just push the boundaries. And maybe Brooklyn and Juju, you might be able to speak. But isn't there some kind of community guidelines on what you guys can talk about and how far you can take it before they start giving you crap on the algorithm or YouTube's or saying
maybe from my point of view,
they don't like a lot of F-bombs.
I never from my
K-I-L-L-E-R. You got to be careful.
Right, what you say. From my point of view, from me, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for other people. From my point of view, I never take it there where I even have to worry about guidelines. So I don't really know what the guidelines is. Mm-hmm. But I will say this about me, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the girly girls, the girls who glam up and do all that type of stuff, those are the ones who caught my attention originally, right? Before I was into women's basketball. Those are the ones who caught my attention. But why they caught my attention wasn't for lustfulness, though. They caught my attention because I was surprised that these girls play basketball. Because I'm like, oh, wait. Not seriously. I was like, oh, wait, she played ball? Like, oh, she say, I'm going to give you a name. Somebody like maybe a Deja Kelly. I would see a Deja Kelly who's a girly girl, who's pretty, who's somebody I would expect, because she looked the way she looked, is to be somebody who I would expect to see, right? I'm from New York City, so we used to seeing girls on the street or girls someplace, and you know, you see girls all the time. So because of that, when I seen that type of girl playing basketball, it caught my attention. It caught my interest. And I was like, She played ball, and then when I watch, I'm like, oh, and she nice, right? I'm talking about all of them, not just Deja.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this was my reaction. This is how I became an Angel Reese fan. I'm like, oh, is she not okay? She get and then what really drew me into Angel. And this what made it all the way about basketball for me. It wasn't about the prettiness. The prettiness got my attention, but what made it about basketball for me is how she was on the court and she be talking shit to the opponent, and she doing her TikTok dance, and she like what? You know, I was like, oh shit, like that caught me.
Funny as I was like, oh my god,
exactly,
hilarious.
And I wanted to see more, and that's what made me watch. And now I'm rooting for you because the baddie on the court get busy, and I want to see you. Like that's how it started.
Like
so it was never a lust for these women. It's never a lustfulness for me. It's never like, oh, I hope I meet her, or it's never like that. I do appreciate their beauty. I know they beautiful, right? And that's part of the reason why I'm happy. I'm a fan. The baddies bought me in. I always say that the baddies is the ones who got me in, right? Especially Angel Reese. That's number one. But it's about the basketball for me. It's not about how pretty. I'm not wanting you to be successful because you're pretty. Like, it don't got nothing to do with that. I love Rickea Jackson. Rickea Jackson is a baddie, but she a killer on that court, though. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Angel's a killer on the court. Deja Kelly a killer on the court. Dejanay killer on the court. Yeah. Right. So I appreciate their beauty, but I care more that they killers on the court, and that's where it's at for me.
That's real. I appreciate that. I appreciate that because that's real. That's exactly. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, just be honest. That might have been your first thing that drew you, but what kept you? Because I've been watching for a long time, and I gotta admit, after finally, I see so much skill, and I'm so happy to see it, and not just be with a few players. It's actually a lot of players that have so much talent and so much skill.
Yeah,
and they're hooping.
And I want to add this in here too, and this goes back to the beauty. It's the fact, and I take my hat off to the girls for their marketing ability. It's the fact that they was doing all these TikTok dances, because that's how I'm seeing a pretty girl, a baddie, right? I'm seeing a baddie in a basketball jersey doing TikTok, and I'm like, yo, what's going? Who's that? Who is that? Yeah. And then you see them play, and you like, oh, that's who that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The TikTok dances and the marketing that they was doing with that, I think is important. That's why I'm happy they still do it. Like Angel's in the league, you see it. Like the latest one, I don't know if y'all saw it, was Angel and Aaliyah. Nah, they just did a little TikTok dance together. Or Angel and Okai. Like, I like the fact that they do that because that's marketing for the game, right? People who might not watch the game might see that TikTok video, and now they want to know, well, who's this?
They had to take it into their own hands. We couldn't wait anymore for them to, like, we had some cool little commercials back in the day when, Cynthia, Lisa, Cheryl Swoops, and all them, especially when we first started the league. That's when the commercials were popping. And then they just kind of went away from it. But I love this new generation, of like you said, social media is amazing. Like what they're doing for themselves.
Yeah,
starting with NIL just to get the NIL off the ground. That helped too.
Yes,
branding themselves, and but the Barbie, she's been consistently calling herself the Barbie, then Bayou Barbie. She's consistent with that. She's consistent with being unapologetic. She's consistent with that.
Oh yeah, there's that dichotomy right there. Dog, but still feminine. Yes,
and that too,
I'm all here for
that too. Playing sports and keeping it feminine, but also being strong and unapologetic about being strong. You know what I'm saying? They'd be flexing, they'd be cracking me up doing all that, but it's sexy, and you know what I'm saying? It's like there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Here's another part.
When Dion would do his little dance, carrying on, and all that.
But look, Juju, this is something a lot of people won't admit. This is another part I love about it. The fact that they train so hard, because we all know how hard that you got to train just to be a college athlete, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they train so hard, these women are at the top of their game. So it was like the average person on the street that's a fan, like even men, right? Like, because, you know, some men got egos or whatever, but the average person on the street, the fan can't beat them at what they do. They might think they can, but
They might.
these women are in tip top shape. They train for this all day. They if you see their bodies, look at somebody like Anissa Murrow's stomach, because she always show her stomach. She got
Right.
she got a 12 pack, right? Like
Right.
these women are
Right.
in shape,
Right.
conditioned, and
Right.
it might look easier what they do on TV. It ain't easy, right?
No, it's not. It's
That's
not. And
another thing I respect about them.
Mhm.
I've seen YouTube videos of some girls coming, back to play at 24-hour fitness or wherever it is, and they cooking them. They
They
cooking men.
cooking them. Because when you train, you at the top. You at the top of your game. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of people don't realize that. You see it on TV, and you be thinking like, oh, like nah, dog. She get in front of you, she gonna cook you too.
Yeah.
I have a guy friend who tells me, he's like, it's biological. I feel like deep down inside he feels that because you guys are men, that in biologically speaking, just being a man, you're gonna be better at it than what we're
No,
doing. And I'm like,
no,
why do you say that? That's not true.
no.
What we grew up playing with boys that turned to teenagers, that turn to men. Now, there are going to be a lot of high schoolers that can get down, but I remember the little boys were telling Juju, and you can see one of her videos, they're like, I could beat you one-on-one. And she's like, oh, okay. And then but we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, she
Yeah,
looked at him like, but we really know. It's like, no, sweetheart, it's not as easy as you think, because it's not a game of, I'm gonna push you around. If she wanted to stand out, pull you out, and shoot over you, what are you gonna do?
exactly.
Not everybody's gonna be able to block a 6'2" who has a wingspan of 6'5", who has a vertical when she probably leaps up off the ground of 2 feet to 3 feet. You're not, and if she doesn't quick enough, if she sidesteps you, whatever the case she's gonna do to get open, you're not gonna block her shot.
Right.
It's more to it than just being a male. It just is. It's
Yeah.
like they're pros for a reason.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. You preaching, Juju.
I don't know why he doesn't understand that, because it's like, I'm not stupid to not know that you guys are stronger and faster. Fast twitch muscles. I get all of that. But like, size and strength doesn't always matter in certain sports. And that's why when it comes to the conversation of transgender, how do you feel about that, Julie? Well, it all depends.
You wanna know what's funny? Hold on. Let me actually introduce that. It's a good transition you actually made, because that was on my mind a few minutes ago, but it
Okay.
slipped my mind. What do you think? And I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody gonna have to actually give me the exact quote, because I don't know off the top of my head. But what do you think about Sophie Cunningham's comments about transgenders in sports or women's sports or whatever she was saying? And then what do you think about like the aftermath of it? Because I know you heard about, obviously,
Yeah.
something happened in Seattle with the owner there, and then I don't know if you heard Cheryl Reeves
Yep.
actually had the shirt
And
on
Stephanie
today,
White.
and she responded, and Stephanie White. So if you heard about all of those situations, just kind of talk about it all. What's your thoughts on what Sophie Cunningham did in the after? What Sophie Cunningham said in the aftermath of everything she said as well?
Even after anybody
I'll go
know
first.
exactly what it is?
Well, do me a
Okay,
favor.
okay.
Somebody actually
I'll
state
get
what
it.
she said, because I don't know what like the
Yeah, because we have to.
I'll get
I'll-
it, but I can start talking about it right now. And essentially, I would call it an unforced error. Didn't have to talk about it, and it kind of started getting this back into the mainstream conversation unnecessarily, and then double down on it too. But I'm going to get the comment so we can put some context on what she said. And on itself, doesn't sound terribly offensive in a lot of ways, but the way that it works with these sort of things, where it becomes politicized and it means different things to different people, and we can get ourselves in a little bit of trouble. So let's see here. Okay, it was in this ESPN article. I don't even know the context at which she said it. I think apparently it all started way back when she was in somebody's Twitter following, and she answered a post And then they asked her about it in this ESPN article. Let's see here.
They be asking some hard questions, don't they?
Yeah, and the gist of it is this. She says she wanted to protect young girls in locker room, and young girls in sport shouldn't have to go against biological men. And then after that, she said something to, look, I don't hate anyone. I love everybody.
She said girls, and then she said men. Notice that. Girls,
yeah. So, and it took from that, where all of a sudden everybody had to weigh in on this, because some people took it, yeah, Sophie Cunningham, MAGA, and then other people. Oh,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Can you repeat her? Because if you, it sounded like she didn't say anything wrong to me. Now, if I'm wrong for if I understood it wrong, y'all can explain it to me. But can you say the exact original statement again? Because I think I agree with that if I heard it correctly. Say it one more time.
This is what she said, a quote. This is taken out of context here because it's the only thing I can find it. It's embedded in a long article that'll take me a little time to find, but this is what she said. Protect young girls in the locker room, or young girls in sports shouldn't have to go against biological men.
Okay. See, I didn't ever heard the quote. I just heard of how people received the quote.
Right.
But if that's the quote, I'm gonna tell you why I actually agree with that. And it's to what Juju just said. I don't think transgender people should be allowed to participate in sports, and they should be allowed the same rights everybody else is allowed, I think. But men are biologically stronger than women, right? So like let's use like I don't know if y'all familiar, I don't remember the names, anything like that. You probably could look it up, MDT. But I know it was like a trans person in like boxing, and that person hit a biological woman, and almost like broke her nose or something like that.
But it
y'all
turned
familiar
out
with that story?
It turned out to be a farce. She was actually a woman.
Okay, so that was wrong. That was reported wrong.
Right, but even that case took on a life of its own and got us into a very similar conversation and really caused a lot of harm, not only for that athlete, because they were talking about extra tests, which she passed, even to the Olympic testing, but people thought because of how vicious the hit was, and even though everything came back okay, it had already taken a life of its own in the reporting, and after it's out, it wasn't like everybody was quick to correct the story. So that's
then I'm wrong in that, because I never heard about that. I thank you for the information.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that was misreported, but I still feel the same way. I do feel like I think most people know, most women know, most men know. Look at Angel Reese and her brother, right? We could start out at the same size. Put it to you like this: my best friend, right? My best friend is probably 3/4 of my size, but she's older than me. She's older than me, and I used to look up to her. Like I used to when we was little. She was bigger than me. So, but as we grew, I passed her. You understand what I'm saying? So that part I do think need to be separate. That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
I got the comment here. Here's what she said. I got a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans, and I'm like, I never once said that. I think I'm here just to extend love, but I also think love is truth, and being honest, I want to protect young girls in a locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. I am with you. I think this is innocuous. Where the problem is, it's another example of somebody affiliated with the WNBA stepping in it unnecessarily, because you have to know that this comment here is going to blow up, where you're going to have a bunch of people defending your stance and a bunch of other people coming after you to the point to where they're protesting at games. And that's from this comment. And I've said this, I think I said this on Juju's show a couple days ago. It comes from the leadership in the WNBA that from top down, that they don't understand that they have eyeballs on them, and nobody's going to give them a break. Nobody's going to give this context. Nobody's going to look at this, or at least some people are look at this and vilify her for saying this. Even though, to your point, Brooklyn, 79% of Americans did a poll agree with that this shouldn't happen. Not to mention, there's only about 15 to 20 documented cases of transgender men competing in sports. Furthermore, 27 states have passed laws against allowing biological males to compete in female sports. And Trump signed an executive order to ban this from collegiate sports.
Now, I
So-
will say this, and I land my plan, and I want to hear from Juju. I will say this about it. I'm a man talking about women's sports, so I defer to how the women feel. If the women feel, hey, we don't want it in our sport, then that's how I feel. If the women feel like, hey, we don't mind and we don't care and we want to be inclusive, then that's how I feel, because it's really about how the women feel about that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise.
So that's how I would feel. I would lean towards how the women in the sport actually feels. Like, do they feel like it won't be a advantage? If they feel like if it won't be an advantage and it'll be, good competition, then great, let's have at it. But if the women feel like they'll be at a disadvantage, then I think we should listen to the women.
I heard what Stephanie White said about it. And she just says, we need to have conversations about this without really getting into it, kind of dancing around it, but saying we support trans people, but didn't say it specifically in sports. And neither did Cheryl Reeves. Found that curious, on both accounts.
What's your thoughts, Juju?
Uh-oh.
She may be working, or she just can't hear me again. One or the other.
We might have lost her on that one. I don't know.
No, she's still here. She's still on the panel.
Okay. Juju, you here?
But she might be either working or she just can't hear. Or maybe she muted. If you muted, Juju.
I've heard women speak out against this. I haven't heard too many say, yeah, it's fine. I know Stephanie White said I've competed against my brother in a driveway. I don't think that's the same thing, to tell you the truth.
Again, like I said, as a man with an opinion, as a man giving my opinion, I don't feel like, I feel like it's an advantage.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a strength advantage that's how I feel. But again, I would defer to how the women feel about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Haven't heard one articulate anything yet. Here's another one that a takeoff of a subset of this, of why the people who have an issue with these comments is that some of them are saying, listen, we're not paying attention to more important issues, like what's going on in women's sports so far as abuse, manipulation, and things like that. And it's almost as if some might feel that if they acquiesce on this issue, then you lose a lot of other issues that maybe you felt like you won before. I don't know how you tie these two together, but apparently some do.
Yeah, like I said, this is this is more of how the women feel about their sport. But I will say, everybody should be included. It should, it should be inclusive to all. Everybody should be able to have their opinion. So what the owner did, and again, I might be getting this reporting wrong because I didn't look it up. I'm going off of what people said, that the owner of Seattle saw some people who was in support of Sophie, and then, she ended up getting suspended because she said something to them, yelled at or whatever it was. So obviously, I don't think that's right. I think everybody should be entitled to their opinion. Or whatever side. Same thing with Cheryl Reeves. I wasn't mad at what Cheryl Reeves did as far as being supportive and having a shirt on. And I think she had a conversation with Sophie. Whatever it is they talked about. I think everybody, but
again, she didn't really address competing in sports. She just said support.
Yeah, and I think we all stand firm on that. Everybody feel like everybody should be supported and have a voice and be respected. Yeah. I think we all agree on that.
Here's some numbers for you. I just put it in. Okay. So take this for what it says. The majority of women believe transgender athletes should only compete in sports that match their sex assigned at birth. 62% of women support banning transgender women from female sports categories compared to 75% of men. So actually, we feel strongly about it than they do. So to your point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it's their sport, so you can't really. Same thing with our sport. I don't think you could tell men how men should feel, and vice versa. We can't tell women how women should feel. You know what I mean? If women say because a woman might stance may be, hey, I want the most competition, and I think I can compete. Well, I can't tell her not to feel that way if that's how she feels. You get what I'm saying?
I agree. But it seems that they are in agreement with this, that they support this too, and it would affect them more than it would you or I, to your point. So
Absolutely.
you would expect that they would have a stronger reaction to this. I have yet to see. I mean, and I'm not really paying attention either to another one of your points, but the outrage that I see the most are parents of young girls who are like, hey, listen, we don't want boys playing against our girls teams, or especially as you get into high school and things like that, where you can really see differences in body types and growth and things of that nature. And it becomes really evident that there are advantages, like you're saying. So,
Right.
but I think, I mean, I just told you, 27 states have passed laws banning this, and the federal government has banned this in colleges. So you're kind of already there, which brings me back to my initial point. They've kind of stepped in it unnecessarily when you didn't need to, especially when you have all these eyeballs on you. So
Exactly. Yep.
where is everybody? Is it just you and I now?
Now it's me, you, and Juju, but I think Juju's working, so she's
Juju,
working.
Are you around? Huh. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear what she has to say. I really would want to know what people have to say about
Stay
this.
tuned. Stay tuned for the next time on.
Oh, I had a really good piece of history for you, so I know you appreciate it when I talk about stats and historical significance. So this one's really good. I was looking this up as far as playoffs, seeding, and implications therein. So they went to the 3-game first-round series starting in calendar year 2022.
Right.
So since then, through last year, only 3 times in playoff history since 2022 has the lower seed defeated the higher seed.
Okay, so home court advantage is important.
Right. And it was even more important before last year when they changed the format. And I'll get into that. So between 2022 and 2024, the first round series was 2 home games for the higher seed. And then if the lower seed team won one of those games, then you got the 3rd game at
The
home.
best of 3.
Right. But it was kind of a slanted best of 3 because you had to win one of those on the road first to earn the one at home. Last year, they changed that to a 1-1-1. 1 home, 1 away, 1 home.
Yeah.
So it became more equitable. So the 3 times, one of them happened, I think it was 2022, and then 2 of them happened last year with this new format. So you do have advantages for being the higher seed. Sometimes it depends on matchups. I'm sure you could speak to that eloquently. And then, but you still, I think, would want to have one of those higher seeds, maybe pick up your matchup a little better, because sometimes a 3 and a 6, if you're the 6, if you match up with the 3, that would be better than if you were the 7 taking on the 2.
No, absolutely. And you could certain teams just match up against certain teams better anyway, regardless of where you at. So it's like, for instance, judging based off what happened during the regular season, Golden State might not be a good matchup for Atlanta. Right.
It would be a good matchup for us. However,
Right.
I got another one on that. You'll like this too. Golden State is 0-5 against Las Vegas and Minnesota collectively.
Mm,
Yeah, so they got problems with them. Well, everybody has problems with Minnesota, but my team doesn't match up well with yours, doesn't match up well with Golden State, but we match up well with Vegas, which is weird.
yeah. Yeah.
Go
That's
figure
true.
on that.
That's true. That's why matchups matter. Matchups matter, and seeding matter, to your point too.
So I wonder if we'll see some shenanigans towards the end of the season, playing around with that a little bit, and under the guise of, hey, we're going to rest our players.
Yeah. So you could get a favorable matchup.
Yeah, well, we don't want to play Minnesota, so
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Minnesota's balling and Aces is balling, so whoever get the number 1 seed get it. But I don't think nobody want to see an 8th seed in New York Liberty.
if Phoebus comes back and they're healthy, yes. But if
You know what I'm saying?
they gotta deal with, if they're
You
dealing with
expect
injuries,
that. You expect the 8th seed to be like a walk in the park if you the 1 seed. The New York Liberty ain't no walk in the park.
if they come in hot, you know how that goes. They talk about this all the time. I think the Knicks came in hot into the playoffs. Isn't that right? The Knicks?
Did they? No, I
thought
think
they
they
came in
did.
hot.
I think they did. I think they did. Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
think they
that means
did.
in the NFL, football definitely means something when you come in hot. So you come in hot, you got a shot. So
Yeah,
I mean, and the way that they do it with this new format beginning last year, I mean, you have a better shot than you otherwise would because it was prohibitive.
yeah.
Now you're
The
guaranteed a home
Knicks.
game.
To your question, I think they did come in hot, but they didn't stay hot. They actually, like fell to Atlanta. I think Atlanta was in the second round. I
Mhm.
believe they played Atlanta in the second round. That was their toughest series, and then after that, they kind of once they beat Atlanta, in, like I believe it's game 3, they
Mhm.
kind of like didn't lose again. Like they got hot after that.
Yeah, and I think that's what I meant by that.
Yeah,
Is I kind of
yeah.
remember them
No,
like
but I think you're right too. I think they actually did come into the playoffs on a winning
right.
streak, though. I think they
Yep.
did, but they actually lost it and got it back. I think that's what happened.
I woke them up.
Right.
But you
Right.
see this
And
in the
even that
NFL.
series, it ain't even like that was series they was in jeopardy of getting eliminated. That was just their toughest series. Like when you go
Right.
back and look how they beat everybody, it was like that was a series where it was like a question.
This got me thinking today when I was looking this stuff up that you see this in the NFL when it's a one and done thing. You get a team comes in, it doesn't matter what their record is. Say you get a 6 seed, goes on the road to the 3rd seed, I believe is who it is. Or no, the 7th seed, and they go to the 2nd seed, and somehow they win. All of a sudden, this 9-7 7 seed is confident as all get out, and they play balls out in the next game from just that one playoff game, regardless of how their regular season went. It's amazing, just these athletes in this rush of just, man, we can kick anybody's tail on any given day. And once we show ourselves, watch out. It's amazing. I'm sure you can speak to that in basketball. It's got to work the same way, where you just get this. You're already confident, but now you have the evidence to back that up.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
a beautiful thing for me to watch. You see that in football since it's a one and done thing. In the tournament, the college basketball tournament, you see that too, where team just like they flip this confidence switch, and then they get the goods too, and then it's really it goes off the rails. Some amazing stuff. So I wonder if we're going to see any of that in the WNBA postseason.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we will. I'm sure, like I said, Minnesota is looking like they're gonna steamroll to everybody, right? Same thing.
Got that last year too.
Right. Same. Right. Yeah, but Olivia Mouse. And then Minnesota. I mean, Aces. The Aces is the Aces. So you got certain teams where it's like they play for the postseason. So we'll see what happens. Us as in Indiana and Atlanta, we got pipe dreams, right? We hoping that we get one. We hoping that we knock somebody off and get one, but. The Aces is used to this. Same thing. I mean, technically, same thing with the Liberty too. They just having a bad down season, but they used to this. That's why I said that's an AFC nobody want to see because they're not gonna come in like nervous.
Yeah, you are correct. It's if they got everybody and they come in with like a 3 or 4 game winning streak, that'll be enough.
Yeah,
and just start pounding teams, and then they get into a series. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play them if they're a 6 or a 7.
And we've seen it happen in the NBA before, where the AFC won a championship or the AFC goes to the finals. So it's not unheard of that.
Yeah, what was
that
the one?
happen?
Let's say, I wonder if you're old enough to. You probably know about it. But I wonder if you're old enough to remember it. So. There was in the 90s, it was a 8 seed Denver Nuggets upset a number 1 seed Sonics, I believe, at the time. That makes sense?
I'm not 100% sure about that. Yeah, I think so. The Dikembe Mutombo. Was it the Sonics that they beat?
Look.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think you read about that.
I'm aging myself now. Brooklyn, you're gonna find me out. Yeah, that was way back in 1994. How old were you in May 1994?
In May 1994, I was 7.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, you are. No wonder why you were talk so
Yeah, I was.
worldly.
Yeah, I
I
was
had
7.
you for a younger man too. Wow. Keep that
Yeah,
energy.
nah. I
Do
was
good.
born. That's where my name is from. I was born in '86. That's why Brooklyn '80s, '80s baby.
Oh, 86. That is wow. The year you were born.
Yeah, late
That's the
though.
Larry Bird.
November.
That's well, that would have been a Magic Johnson year, but yeah, Larry Bird won the championship in '86. Is that right? Yeah, they did. Their last one, and then the following spring, Magic won another one. Would
Yeah,
have been 1 year old.
yeah, that's a fact.
Look at you. You got some pretty good energy for.
I'm impressed with you because that's telling me that you're similar to me because I'm the type of person because I love basketball. I went and learned what happened before my time. So if you were younger than me and you also did that, that shows like, and then you a football guy that did that. So that
Yep.
shows to your knowledge, like to how you like to learn about the sport and stuff like that. So that's good.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That was a big deal then. So, yeah, keep that in. Whatever you're doing to sustain your energy. Keep doing it.
I believe since you're a football guy, I think the Giants won in '86 too.
It would have been January of '87.
Or wasn't that the Bears?
That would have been the Bears.
That might have been the Bears in '86.
Yeah, January '86 was the Bears. 46-10 over the New England Patriots.
Mm.
Refrigerator scored a touchdown, and Walter Payton was mad. So,
So you said the Giants won in '87?
86. January '86.
No, I thought you said that was the Bears.
Oh, yeah. 87 was, yeah. It's 86 season was the Giants. So, I'm sure your parents were happy about that. And, yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't. Okay, so you said '86. It was the Giants. I was right.
Mm-hmm. 85
Oh,
Bears.
you know what? I'm thinking about the defense. Everybody talk about the '86 Bears defense. That's what they talk about.
But they always play their Super Bowl in the beginning of the next year.
So. Yeah, 85. So, okay, I got you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my first love, Brooklyn, is I'm a football guy. So
yeah, I know. That's why I brought it up. I know you're a football guy.
So do you know who Big Dog is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was on with him earlier today, and he had a huge live on football. And so the conversation, when we start going there and talk about football, way more knowledgeable. So I sound completely different talking about that. I don't sound like a neophyte up here talking about sport.
Would you ever thought about like starting your own channel and talking about football?
Yeah. You and Juju and Big Dog have inspired me and some other players in this because you know how I operate. I gotta call it as I see it. Everybody has bias, but I think I could do something. But from what I've seen,
who's your football team?
You could tell me something about this. Is some folks, they get by because they're in a niche and there's not a lot of players in it. Yeah. And some folks are really, really talented, can speak and talk, have really good material, and don't get much traction for whatever reason. And I want to be as efficient as possible doing that. I would like to do what you're doing, where you bring just anybody on, as long as they're willing to have a discussion. I'm I'm a kind of guy. If I don't know something, I don't know something. It's no prime. Whatever, I'll learn. It's not no big deal. So, but with pro football, far more knowledge, especially when it comes to historical perspective. Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been struggling.
So you a JJ Wyatt guy?
They're what?
I think he played for the Texans, right? JJ Wyatt. I think his name.
JJ Watt.
JJ Watt. Yeah. You're a JJ Watt guy.
Yeah. So. Right now, our biggest concern is whether my quarterback will continue to pee down his leg in the playoffs or not, but we'll have to see. So.
I haven't heard much of them. Are they good right now? Houston, Texas? What's going on with them?
Yeah, they made the playoffs. They
got a good quarterback?
They got a good, decent. He's a little bit inconsistent, so he's got to figure it out. But their defense is good, got a good defensive coach. So they could be there, but it's hard, man. It's not like other sports where you have another shot. It's one and done. And that's it.
Yeah. Where you from? That's where you from, Houston? Where you from?
No, I'm from Nebraska, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm way east of you because I think you're on the East Coast. Is that right? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on the East Coast. What made you choose the Houston, Texas then?
I was a Cowboy fan, and then I decided when Houston started playing that I would start a new bandwagon. So I've been with them since 2002.
Gotcha.
So, but here's what happened. So for me, since I just love pro football, I watched 6 games at a time.
Wait. So hold on, slow down before you get in that. So you was Troy Aikman and
yes, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, and
gotcha.
Jimmy Johnson and
Gotcha.
Bruce Johnson, everybody. And then I moved to the Texans, started a bandwagon, didn't jump to one, started one.
Gotcha. What was you about to say now?
I watched 6 games at the same time on Sundays. I have 6 screens. So
oh boy,
I don't miss it down.
I don't know how people do that. I can't focus on more than one game.
Here's
some people do that with the WNBA too, because you know they have multiple games. Yeah, I don't know how y'all do that.
Brooklyn, I'll send you a picture. I've watched 5 WNBA games at the same time.
That's tough.
I've done that. Well, you don't really watch, but you can keep track of the score. Like
you basically looking for like moments. So like say if one team is like gets in a crunch time before another team, you're focused on that game more. Or if something is happening interested in this game, you're focused on that game more.
Usually goes like this. I'm gonna have the Fever game on the main screen on my biggest TV. If they're not playing or they're getting housed, I might move them to another TV and put the Dream game on if they're playing Vegas or another good matchup, something like that. So, and if you're Seattle and you're up against Connecticut, you're probably on a smaller TV and I'm just checking the score. But that's part of how I'm able to talk about this stuff and be like, yeah, I remember that,
Yeah,
and that's how a guy like me,
on.
a guy like me can go on an AR5 channel and talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's how it happens. So yeah, I mean, but anyway, with the Texans, what that did is because when they weren't doing well, I was always looking for other games that were more entertaining or better games. And that's really important to me. So if I'm learning basketball, I need to see a lot of different games and see a lot of the good players, which is why I know all the players too. So, and here's a weird, interesting thing. I know more WNBA players by name than I do NFL players.
That's interesting. That's crazy.
That's a true statement, man. I love it.
It's kind of like that for me now because my love came from men's basketball. I was always a professional men's basketball fan. I never liked men's college. I still don't like men's college like that. And I never watched women's basketball. But once I started watching women's basketball, I fell in love with college first. So I fell in love with women's college basketball first. And then when Angel Reese got drafted is when I started paying attention to the W. But because I knew basketball so well, I know basketball so well, I stopped really paying attention so much to the men's game so I could learn the women's game. So a lot of the younger players that got drafted, I don't know who the hell a lot of them is. I'm gonna kill fuckers because I don't watch college either. So I don't get to know people in the men's game until they actually make a name for themselves. Or you know what I mean?
Yes, I got to tell you this. So I only watched about 2 or 3 of Caitlin Clark's game before she got to the pros. So I only knew what she's done in Indiana. So I didn't know that she was doing 35 and 10 and 12 and making people traffic cones in Iowa, because I always thought you go to the pros, you level up. It's not going to be as easy no matter what you did in college. Yeah. Hardly anybody ever does the same stuff, right? Yeah. So that was my experience. So when everybody's saying, hey, she needs this, what are you talking about? You're playing against the best of the best. How would you expect her to come in here and go 45 and 10 every night? Are you crazy? Just like in the NFL. I mean, you can't go from college football and go to the NFL usually and kill it.
Right.
It didn't happen like that.
Got built up.
Isn't that crazy? That's so I didn't have that crazy CC bias, and maybe that contributed to why I was always sensible about it when I was talking. It's like, well, wait a minute.
Well, no, it's that, but also, and this part is important, and this is why people don't like, because I just put out a post, and obviously I said 90%. Who knows what the number is, right? It could be closer to 60%, 50, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But I just put out a post, and now I talk about the YNCCs, right?
The CC slurp.
The CC slurps, right? So what happens is, and this what annoys me, if for people who claim they not CC slurps that get mad, right? what annoys me with them is they act like they don't know what I'm talking about. And if you're gonna act like you don't know what I'm talking about, then you being disingenuous, right? But in that championship game that Caitlyn, you probably know this by now because you probably heard it or went back and watched or whatever. But in that championship game that Angel and Caitlyn had, a lot of people who were casuals or not really fans of the sport, who just tuned in for that game, attached themselves to Caitlyn after that, right? And so that's where you get a lot of those weird conversations from. It's from those people who just attach themselves and now they just involve themselves in conversation. You see, I had posted another video. I don't know if you saw it, but I had flipped up somebody named Morgan Kelly, and she's somebody who's claims she's a CC supporter, right? But in the same video, or in the beginning of the video, I clip it up. She says out her own mouth, "I would never watch the WNBA." And the person, it was two ladies. They was going back and forth. The other person that she was talking to, the lady clearly says, "I don't know how they watch that sport. Like it's a joke to them, right?" But these are people who's condemning Angel Reese and talking about Sophie Cunningham like she's this and TC like she's that. And they control a narrative to a whole bunch of people who then start regurgitating what they say.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And those are the people I try to point out and say, people like, hey, those aren't real fans, right? Because what they doing is creating confusion and stuff like that. And that's where, like how you said, you never indulge in those conversations. That's where they come from. They come from people like that who don't even watch. Like you said, at least you was watching, and somebody like you, because I know you're not the only one. Somebody like you who was probably introduced to Caitlyn as a pro missed that. So you don't even know that's coming in with her. So you like, wait, why is it so racial? Or why is this happening? And these people followed her from college, and they came into her with the pros and just trying to make this pool messy with their messiness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wondered that too, and I really wasn't paying attention. I was just, especially her rookie year, I was just watching basketball. So I really wasn't getting into the conversations, nor did I know what they were. It's like, okay, but what happened to me is I saw all these other great players play. Like, this is fantastic. These women are trying hard. I mean, this is back when they weren't making any money, and they're competing for jobs when they're cutting first round picks. They still do that now. It's cutthroat. So if you're not playing, you don't have a long shelf life. They'll figure it. They'll get somebody else in your spot for cheaper money. I mean, the fundamentals, and I think some people think that they want to see athleticism on par with men. If you go in with that expectation, you're already lost.
You're gonna be disappointed. Yeah, that's silly.
It's silly. But if you're
this is what I tell people. Hold on, hold your thought. This is what I tell people who think like that. I say, if you go and watch a high school game, right? You don't go watch the high school game and expect NBA type basketball from the high school game. You enjoy the high school game, right? If you go watch a college game, you're going to watch the college game. You're not going to be expecting pro activity from these college players. You go appreciate the college game. So why when these women play, you expecting men's basketball? It don't even make sense. You got to go. How about you just go appreciate what these women do for what they do, and then you can appreciate the game. But if you go in there expecting what you're going to see in an NBA game, you're just going to disappoint yourself.
Yeah, that's the wrong way to look at it. They still play ridiculously hard. They play hard in Unrivaled. I'm assuming they're going to play well in Project B. I mean, they're making great money, but it's not like NBA money. It's not like NFL money. It's not like Major League Baseball money, and it's definitely not like hockey money either. So they're still trying to make their mark. So they're still killing it out there, and you don't see these players loaf around, and I respect that. And anybody, the common guy, can relate to that. That's what I never understood. Like,
right?
What are you watching? Okay, so they can't do everything the men can do. They're not as athletic. Fine, so be it. But they're working their butts off. You see them banging around and running into each other, hurting themselves. You can't appreciate that as a guy who works a 9 to 5? Are you kidding me? So there's another conversation there that we get into. But
no, that's a fact. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. We'll make that a topic. But here's another thing to your point, or going off of that, piggybacking off what you just said. That's so misogynistic, right? Because what if you have a daughter?
Yes.
You're gonna. Yes. Know what I mean, what if you have a daughter who want to play basketball, want to play sports? You're gonna be like, putting negative things in her head. You know what I mean? So that's just like,
right.
yeah.
You would want your daughter to get as much as she could for her ability and talents.
There you
and if
go.
she's marketable to make $1 million, you would want her to do that because that's your daughter. And it's mind-boggling to me how many people miss that point. If it was you, somebody in your family.
Exactly.
It never made sense to me. And I remember during the CBA negotiations, right? So I'm sure you saw it too. A lot of people, these women need to know their place and what are they thinking? Just take what they can get. And like half these dudes are in unions. And you're like, what are you talking about, man? Would you want your rep to go up there and, hey, well, let's just take what we can get. Screw my members.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What are you talking
but look,
about?
Because I was thinking about this earlier. I'm gonna attack it from another angle, right? You know what annoys me? People who don't take accountability. Because some of those same men that you were saying that, right? Now, they got their money. They got a historic deal. First of all, I still think they underpaid, let's be clear. Right, but they got a historic deal. They was able to take care of the past players. They was able to take care of a lot of stuff, right? Yeah. Where the women are happy and they're able to make generational money. You know, they're able to be the first millionaires in their family, right? With that said, we know that they still got fleeced in a deal. The WNBA still got the better deal in that, even though they got a great deal. What I want to know is all of those men who said that it can't happen and said that they was crazy to ask for what they was worth and all this, that, and the third. Where they accountability at now? Because I don't hear none of them saying, yo, I was wrong. Oh, they did get their money. Because they basically want them to stop asking. Oh, these women are entitled. They're crazy. Hey. You're going to ask for money? You would never. You know what I mean? You should be lucky to be where you at now. You solid. You solid. You were so loud. You were so loud before they got their money. Now they got it, and where you at? No accountability. Right. That's weak. That's weak shit to me. I don't like that.
This happened a couple times, but before I say what happened, that the algorithm in this space on YouTube doesn't reward taking accountability. It only rewards moving on to the next subject, moving on to the next outrage or counterrage construct that you've come up with. And then keeping your base, if you will, and your followers and people who drive your engagement. So it doesn't reward that, unfortunately, because if that were true, Brooklyn, you would blow up tomorrow. You would be there. Like all those other bigger channels could be like, hey, you want a straight shooter down the middle? You need to go see Brooklyn. There's a couple of you guys out there doing it.
I appreciate that too.
There's a couple guys that doing it, but they all say the same thing, man. Hey man, I would do so much better if I was willing to glaze this player or glaze that player. And you see it everywhere. And it's a problem, man. And anyway, so I've talked about this intelligently like I'm doing to you, breaking down facts, talking about how these union negotiations work, the posturing, who looks bad, who doesn't look bad, who has leverage, who doesn't, where the money's coming from. If the WNBA was really in the red for as long as they say it was, definitely not now. That they're full of crap, but there are still people out there that say that the NBA is still subsidizing the WNBA. That's not true anymore, but there are a lot of people still saying that nonsense out there. Unsubstantiated, of course. But so I'd go on a couple live streams just like yours. I would make these very points and talk about it. Crickets, Brooklyn. Crickets. They would just stop and move on to the next subject. No expounding on the subject, because it would mean that they would have to say, yeah, I was off on that one, or they would have to carry on that conversation, and it blows their whole narrative, because apparently at that particular time it was much more profitable to say these women are greedy and they're being girl bosses. They need another place and they need to figure it out and just take what they can get and don't mess around with the WNBA league. You're going to lose. You're going to get screwed, and so forth. But I heard that over and over and over. And I said, how can these people miss it when the truth is right in front of you?
I can tell you, it's two things. It's people like to be fed the information that they care about, even if it's not true, right? So it's like,
bias,
there you go. I'm gonna give you an example in here. When I try to tell people, and again, let me be clear when I say this for the people that's watching. I'm not saying Paul Semesco is above criticism. Everybody can get criticized, everybody. But it's like when I tell people who like to say, "Oh, he a bad coach because he ain't get Angel the ball," or whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, he a bad coach because he took Angel out. that don't make him a bad coach, right? And it's like they get mad when I say that, but they prefer to be on a channel that's gonna say that. Like they prefer to be on a channel that's gonna be like, Carson Mesco was terrible because it makes them feel better.
Right.
Like you said, confirmation bias. It's like, okay, that's how I feel. You said it, I feel better. So that's one. And then the other thing is, and this is the bigger thing, most people who say the things that they say don't have no facts behind it. They just basically saying how they feel. Right? It's no facts, it's feelings. So it's like those channels that you was in when you was giving them facts, they ain't like that because it's like, nah, but I feel like this. I don't care. They could be dead wrong, dead to rights. No facts behind what they saying, but they wanna say it anyway because that's how they feel. I feel like these women are greedy, and I don't like nothing that's gonna go against that. And that's really what it is. So it's the confirmation bias that you said, and it's no facts. It's just they want it to be. They want a lie to be true. They want the narrative to be true because that's what makes them feel better.
The second part of that is called cognitive dissonance, to where you've got an internal conflict on what your core belief is and something else that contradicts it, even though it might be true. So you have a choice either to move on to the new truth or double down on your own. And it's easier to double down on your own.
Exactly. Not only is it easier, they want to do it. They don't care what's the truth, right? It's like, no, they're greedy.
That actually happened, and you mentioned this the first time that I came on your live. You're like, I like the way that you come with these facts,
right?
and these stats, and whatever it is you're talking about. You got this. Hey, here it is. You know,
these are the types of conversations I like to have. Like I said, going back to Cece, right? If we didn't have those fans that I talked about that translated with her, the ones that trying to make her a political avatar, we would never have those conversations. They make it those conversations to the point where it's like, all right, now we got to talk about. But if they didn't exist at all, and the only people who attached themselves to Caitlyn was people who cared about the basketball, people who loved the sport, people who loved the WNBA. The only conversations I would have with a CC fan is basketball related, even if we disagreeing. Because like I said earlier when Hot Traps was on here about the sectors and people acting like this, it's gang in, gang out. Even if we decide, okay, it's like a Kobe LeBron situation or a Jordan LeBron situation when you be like, who's better? Yeah, for that moment, we gonna make our argument why this one is better, that one is better, whatever it is. Once that conversation is over, it's over with. It ain't no lingering feelings. It ain't no, you a CC fan, so you say how you feel about CC, why you think it's better. I say what I say about Angel. I think she better. We'll have a conversation. We'll go use the numbers, go through the fact, and then we'll leave the conversation alone. Then it's like, all right, we'll move on. That's how you're supposed to have these sports conversations. You're not supposed to really be like, the black one or the white one. Like, it ain't supposed to be all that. In fact, most basketball players tell you sports is where all that stuff go out the window because all we care about is can you play or not. We don't care about what color you is. Can you get that's why Bird played with a bunch of black players who loved him. That's why Magic had white players we love. Like, nobody cares about that. You get what I'm saying? It'd be certain fans. So when we go back to the Magic Bird thing, yes, it's certain fans because it was racial at that time. In that time period. I think they call him the captain, Robert Parrish. He would tell you,
the chief.
Thank you, the chief, not the captain. That was Kareem.
That was Kareem.
Good looking. Good looking. You're right, the chief. He would tell you that even when he played in Boston, it was a lot of nasty things he had to deal with from the community because Boston is a real racist town, right? So he had to deal with a lot of stuff from his own fans. So yes, the fans will bring some of that stuff in. We get it, and that's fine. See, my thing about this, about the race part, if you chose your player based off race, my personal opinion, that ain't a problem. That's cool, right? I don't care if you racist. If you like Caitlin Clark because she white or Asian because that's cool. The problem is when you start to open your mouth and share your opinion and start, you know what I mean? If you a racist person and you keep your racist opinion to yourself and you go sit in your stand Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go do it. Nobody can tell you how to feel. That's you. It's the fact when you open your mouth and you start to share your opinion with other people. That's the problem. Because that's what was happening back then. It's just that we didn't have social media. So we would see certain things like maybe in the newspaper. I'm saying I was born in 86. I wasn't around. But they would see certain things in the social media. They would hear certain things at the games. You would hear certain, but it wasn't like so overwhelming where it took up your whole, without every time, like right now we online a lot. So it's like every time you go online, you're going to see somebody say something racist, or it's going to make it about race, and it's going to super overwhelming. You know what I mean?
It's the coded language that I've raised an eyebrow to. Like, so you don't think that people are going to figure out what you really mean? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
With some of the comments, you're like, you're kind of saying things without saying things, but people know what you're trying to say. So it's
no, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, so you can get it in all the coded language you want.
But you're not smart. That's why I mess with them, because they like to come in my comments, right? And they'll write me a whole paragraph. When I'm talking about a whole paragraph, I'm talking about like it take you about 3 minutes to read it. But somewhere in there they say you people. So I just mess with them. I'll be like, yo, what you meant by you people? They get mad. You gonna take it there? Yeah, I'm gonna take it there. You said it. What you mean by that?
I'll tell you what, though, you know, in this I wish I would see a little less of than I do. There are similarities with, if there is such a thing as AR5 slurp, there are similarities with some of those channels, with some of the way they operate. With they don't want to hear the truth either.
Yeah.
They share in parallel with the CC slurp. I wish I would see a lot less of that stuff. Because they want to have the moral high ground and want to be morally righteous, but when you act the same and express at least unprovoked behaviors that way, you're just saying stuff. Yeah. You're not really much better, you know. Like
I disagree with that. Like, I will say this: I think when it comes to the CC stands and the Angel stands, they both have their own stands or slurps. In your words, they both have their own slurps, but I think they operate different. And here's my opinion. Okay. I could be wrong. The CC slurps, right? 9 times out of 10 is those white nationalist type of guys, or those coon guys, right? Those are guys I mentioned, the WNCCs.
Yeah.
That's typically, and those are the people who make stuff racial, right?
Okay.
The Angel slurps, in your words, they don't really make things racial, but they do make things toxic. So what they do is, and again, those are the people I try to call out. And I try to say, hey, those are the ones who be like, Angel isn't getting the ball. Angel needs it. Like they not really fans of the Atlanta Dream. They might not even be basketball fans. They just fans of Angel Reese, right? So what they do is they focus on her solely. And if this was like a solo show, if this was golf, that's fine. But in a team sport, you can't just focus. And that's why I always try to tell them what I do is I compare it to and that's why, look, let me give you a perfect example. Again, on my channel, I try to bring everybody back to earth, and how we talk about basketball and keep the perspective. Because again, Paul Semesco is a regular coach. He's not above criticism, but because he's Angel's coach, they get mad at him for anything they don't think. Like if they think that she is getting neglected, and it's post, and I get it, because here's another thing about Angel Reese slurp or a fan, and for anybody watching me that might be new, I'm an Angel Reese fan. I'm not a slurp or anything like that. I'm a realist. I'm an Angel Reese fan. I'm a realist. So I just want to be clear in case anybody who didn't know that. But I'm able to look at Angel objectively, and I'm able to say, as I put it to you like this, let's take it off Angel. I'm the type of person that if you my friend, I don't feel like I gotta be a yes man for you to like me. I could tell you the truth. And if I could tell you the truth, I could tell anybody the truth. So I tell the truth about Angel, right? And I tell the truth about her team. So like, I always break it down like this. The best example I can give for the Atlanta Dream right now is, and you know basketball, you know your history a little bit. I think about 2 teams. I think about the 04 Pistons, and I think about the 08 Celtics. And the reason why those 2 teams stand out to me is because
Championships.
People
right?
championships won, but people are so used to the superstar that got a high usage rate. The superstar where we coming down. That's why they always say, "Oh, the number one option this and the number Angel isn't the number one, the number two, the number three." Right? They so worried about options, but again, sometimes you got to understand how a team works, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are so used to the Kobe Bryant type of superstar, meaning the
Yeah.
ball is going to be in his hand. He's going to make all the decisions. He's the number one. All superstars ain't built like that. Some superstars are unselfish. That's a very rare thing. You don't see that often, but they come around and they special. The unselfish superstar is special, right? And that's Kevin Garnett type of
Yes.
player, and that's Rasheed Wallace type of player, meaning they skill and they talent is through the roof, right? But they have so many skills. Offense might not be their number one skill. It might be their number 3 or number 4 skill, but they still great at offense, right? They still could get you 20 points or whatever, but that's not even what they do best, right? And because that's not their number one skill, or even if it is a top skill, they have so many skills, they can lean into their other skills. So when KG went to Boston, even though he was the best player on Boston, he allowed Paul Pierce to be the closer. Paul Pierce overall ain't as great as player as KG, but Paul Pierce is a better scorer than KG is, right? Same thing with Ray Allen. Ray Allen isn't a better overall player than KG, but Ray Allen is a better scorer and shooter than KG. And KG knew that, and so KG deferred when he went to his ego wasn't so big that he was like, I gotta get the ball and y'all gotta eat after I eat. He was like, y'all eat. And when y'all need me, I'll take over. Same thing with Rasheed Wallace. When Rasheed Wallace came to Detroit, he was talent-wise overall the best player on Detroit, right?
Look at Magic. Great player, right?
Right. Great player.
Known for passing, but he would take over in moments if he had to.
No, I'm gonna give you that's a great example you brought up. I'm gonna give you a better example. Look at Magic, right? When Magic first went to, you could say overall he ended up becoming better. But when he first went to LA, he wasn't the best player on the team. Kareem was, right? But Kareem allowed Magic to be the star.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you can do that. So anyway, I say that to say about Angel, people get so focused on Atlanta Dream and Angel's success. But they don't realize in order for Angel to be successful, they have to want Ryan Howard's success.
Yes.
They got to want Jordan Canada's success. They got to want Alicia Gray's success. Everybody, that's how you win a championship. When she went to LSU, she was the best player on LSU, but she didn't win it by herself.
Yeah, a lot of help.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's the type of stuff I try. But so to bring it home and to talk about your point about the slurps and the different Angel Reese slurps focus on her. She's like the center of attention, and they just want her. They don't care about nobody else. In fact, they attack everybody around her if they think like, oh no, they didn't give Angel this, or they're not doing this for Angel.
CC slurp sites too. It does. That's what I was referring to.
But the only difference I will say is, like I said, a lot from maybe your point of view is different. From my point of view, the CC slurps make it they always you blacks. Right. They always find a way to make some shit racial. That's why I say the difference I would say is one is more racist and one is more toxic.
I find
but they both are extreme.
More egregious because they do make it racial. However, the processes at which they both operate, I'm talking slurps, not AR5 channels like yourself.
Yeah, we know what you're talking
they
about.
They operate the same. It's the same kind of rhetoric that comes out with the same kind of virility, if you want it. Not virility, but vitriol. That was the word, not virility. Vitriol. And you could tone it down a little bit, and that's it. But yeah, I agree. I agree with what you said. It's just I just see the similarity.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I respect your perspective, but for me, the only reason why I would say it's different though is because, like I said, and then some people tell me they hear it. I never hear it, and I'm like you said, I be on all these channels. I'm on Twitter. Some of the names I see Angel get called and stuff like that, I don't see CC getting called that from the other side, right? They might talk about her game. They might say she's not good, and why do people like her? But I don't see her being called out her name. Like Angel is.
I've heard it before. So
no, I'm not saying it never happens, but I'm talking about like on Like on a major scale, on a majority scale is what I'm saying.
Well, I've never seen. The racist thing is one of the likely the worst thing you can do. We can start right there. I'm just talking the process that gets you to become that vitriol is very, very similar. You don't need to do that. You can criticize her game and say anything you want. She'll tell you that. She said that in pressers. You can criticize me, but it doesn't need to get to this extreme. You don't need to do that. And I don't operate that. I love it what Angel Reese does. If she has a bad game and somebody asks me about it, depending where I'm at, it was tough. Okay. But more often than not, she's giving you her best every night.
Right.
So and you can have those two conversations. So yeah, that's what it is for me. And I've seen that stuff and it's anecdotal. You are correct on that. It's here, there, but just some of it to where they're just saying stuff just to say it. And if you took the racism out of it, the processes at which they get to that point, very, very similar in terms of how people communicate. And it's abhorrent in a lot of ways. We could use more Brooklyn style channels, to tell you the truth. I wish you guys were the majority here, that would be able to do that, because it would be a lot better. And if we had a far less slurp sites, CC slurp, it'd be better too, because I got to ask you this, and you could speak to this because you would relate to these folks more so than me. Okay. Cause they're black as well. What is the mindset for these guys? You called them COON earlier. How do they live with themselves? They got to answer their family and their friends. How do they do that when they're being disingenuous? I'm not talking about the guy who's really sincere about Indiana being his favorite team or Caitlin Clark being his favorite. I'm talking about the slurp dude who engage in propaganda. They're purveyors of propaganda.
You talking about JC and AB. I don't know if you're familiar with him on Facebook.
Not them, but there's some other ones. I don't want to name names, but I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm naming names.
Deal with that?
You talking about RG3? You talking about people like that. And I could tell you, I could tell you my opinion the best I can, because
I don't know. I'm talking about the YouTube space.
But I'm talking about a particular person. He's on RG3 is on. Did you? Okay, I don't know if you saw it or not, but yeah, he's what you describing. But these people, it's the main thing it boils down to is some people feels a need to impress white people. It's just that simple.
Okay.
They feel a need to impress white people, and some black people feel a need to impress white people, and the way they impress white people is by disrespecting black people. You know what I mean? Or disrespecting their own. It makes them feel good because they feel like they accomplished something. It's something deep down that they really wanted to do, and they get it out and they feel good. And listen, hey, I can't. Everybody different. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't got an issue with nobody. I don't got an issue with white people or Asian people or whatever. I'm cool. Like you hear me. I always say not all, because I think that's important. That's important. Nah, but seriously, that's important because
I agree.
If you don't keep in mind, let's just say I'm calling out an issue with white people, right, or some white people, but I don't. Hold on, we got a new guest. I didn't see your name because it just said new guest. But welcome to the stage, whoever you are. What's your name?
Juju.
Is it Juju? It just said new guest. Oh yeah, it's Juju. Oh, that's Juju. She bad. It just said new guest at first. I didn't know who it was. But my point in saying what I was saying was, it's important you specify, because if you don't, you're gonna attack somebody who shouldn't be attacked, right? Somebody's gonna be listening to your words and feeling like, damn, they talking about me, and you're not my intended target because you did nothing wrong. Almost like you're a perfect example.
Yes,
MBT. If I'm talking about Caitlin Clark fans in a certain portion, but I don't specify this portion, I just say, yo, Caitlin Clark fans are disgusting. They the worst fans. They blah, blah, blah. You're gonna feel like, damn, like that's not how I feel. But you might even understand what I'm saying. You might be like, damn, I get what he's saying, but I don't feel like that. Like that don't describe who I am as a person. You get what I'm saying?
Credit, you gave me a carve out the other night.
Yeah, and I did, but not just you, because it's like I said, you're not the only person I know that's a good, and I always try to shout y'all out. Because you guys, Here's my thing though. I'ma always separate it. Me personally, I'ma always separate it. But I think you guys, right? And I'm talking when I say you guys, I'm talking about the CC fans on the right side of race, on the right side of history, on the right, all of that. You guys could do a better job at pointing out those guys too. Because if I'm pointing out those guys, right, and y'all guys is pointing out those guys, guess what that make us? We on the same side as Angel Reese and CC fans, right?
I'm on your side.
No, I know that, but what and again, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general, right? I'm having a larger conversation. This is not like an individual conversation about how I want you to be or me I should be, but I'm saying in general, this what should happen because right and right at the end of the day, right and right is wrong, correct? We all know morals and what we should and shouldn't do.
Right.
So if we on the side of being right, whoever's on the side of being right should stand together. Period. And if this particular group is wrong, we should be able to get together and say we both not because I'm gonna keep it 100. I know you not. I know you. You're Mexican. You're not white. Oh, you're Hispanic. You say, excuse me. You're Hispanic. You're not white. Or you're not fully
Thanks
white.
for
I
the
don't
clarification.
No, but my point is, I don't want to but damn, I'm losing my train of thought. What was I saying?
I'm sorry, I'm being a clown.
No, you good. I lost it. I do that sometimes. I lost it.
You said you really, if you're gonna be an ally, or we all speak like if we're not, if you're in a circle and you're with the right side. I mean, all stands, right?
Right.
And they start saying things that you recognize because you've been in our circles to know we're not over here being racist. We're not over here hating her because she's white. There may be some people that do that, because they get so angry. And what they're trying to say is because there are certain white people that do things that we say, oh, there they go again. We recognize. And
we
so
know who the bad apples
if
are.
you're not with us, get with us, say what you gotta say, let them know, but also we have to come together. One thing that I'm starting to understand and I'm trying to learn is these people, I actually fact checked now what they're saying. I actually look at and I'm like, oh, she is that. Because I do the eye test with her. And although she may be scoring 21 points and 8 assists and blah, 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 when they said it and she was in and out, getting better with her back, I was like, I didn't even recognize that that's what she was doing. It didn't even feel that because her availability wasn't there. So I wasn't recognizing. So if I'm talking about what Olivia Miles is doing, they take an offense like she's the standard and I need to compare her maybe to her rookie year, but it's like just, she's not at the point where I see her as a Sue Bird. Just understand me, okay? Sue Bird is the front runner of assists, and then it's Vandersloot, and then it's Courtney Vandersloot. She's not at that point yet where I'm looking at her as the standard. So I'm not going to bring her up all the time in comparison to. And if I don't say it, it's almost like they think I'm, biased against her. When it's like I'm not fully impressed with her with being a slightly over mediocre. I think she's good. I don't think she's at excellent. I don't think she's there to that point yet. But don't be offended if I don't, or I'm not super excited. Listen, there are people the majority of people, if they allow themselves to be honest, are very excited about the play of Olivia Miles, which surpasses the play to me of Paige and Caitlin. Caitlin's was up there though. Caitlin was, smashing some records and she was fun too, doing some things, right? But honestly, Olivia has elevated her team to the top spot. Paige, she went up. She brought Dallas from the bottom to where they are. She's done a lot. She jumped up tremendously. But Caitlin, She had the number 1 draft pick before her. She had the number 2 draft pick. She had a squad. She had Natasha. She had Kelsey Mitchell. She had, you understand what I'm saying? She had so she had a squad, but she didn't zoom them all the way up to the top.
As far as records, that's Olivia Miles has that on anyone else because Paige won 10 games last year. I mean, that's it.
And then I'm starting to hear that Miles is breaking some of Cece's record, but they won't say it real loud. And I'm like, which one? I'm hearing it. I'm hearing social media say it, or analysts say it. Well, that record went down, but they're not really. But they are giving it. They are. We do recognize NBA, but everybody recognizes Miles. But she's very exciting to watch. To be honest with you.
When I first talked to you at the very beginning, remember what I said? I said Olivia Miles.
Yeah.
I said that at the very beginning. I said I'm watching her.
She's making some noise, and she's
my eyes are not lying to me.
Yeah, I wanted to see how consistent it was going to be, how long it was going to be, and she makes everyone around her, but she actually is shooting better and scoring better than I thought she would.
Yeah, she did that today too.
Yeah, but my thing is, show up, CC, against quality teams. That's all I ask. Like,
don't make me repeat that statistic. It's going to give me nightmares. I'm going to get depressed.
But she had 19 tonight. She had 19, but it was a quiet night.
6 and 8 against playoff
But it wasn't
teams.
very impactful. You got to admit, it wasn't. And a lot of times, some of her points was major free throw.
Oh, Juju, killing me here.
Okay, all right.
Making me relive it.
I tried to,
Brooklyn,
but I try to give credit where credit is due.
She does. That's true.
But 2 for 9.
Start getting me about in her comments.
I missed the trans conversation. I apologize.
Yeah, until people start getting mean to you in the comments, and I got to go in there and cook them. Then you get a little fired up.
Cause I just wanted to. I'm like, what else do you want me to say? Because they'll start throwing stats, but I'm like, they're win shares, buddy. They're not. How much is it impacting winning? How much is it affecting the win? That they were winning without her, and it was scary because they were actually moving the ball better because she holds onto the ball. When she gets rid of the ball, because they're like, well, she's double teamed. I said, well, get rid of the ball. Like, stop giving it and getting it back. Get off the ball. That's what Courtney did. That's what Olivia did. They were like, oh, you're going to blitz me? I'm going to give it to Courtney. She's been a point guard her whole career. Like, before Minnesota, she played that. So
it's
she knows how to run the team.
It's the excuses, like I was saying in your chat today. That's all it is. Every time. Excuses.
It's excuses. Like, look at it for what it is, right?
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at it for for who she is. Just stop putting more on this woman. That
doesn't help.
That's what needs to be, right? That's all. And if we talk about Angel, can we get?
Hold that thought, Juju, because I want to do a call to action real quick. Everybody, do me a favor. I ain't say this in a while. Hit the like button for me. Hit that. You spam the like. Run my likes up. If you on mobile, do me a favor. Hype me up. Right? And listen.
Yes.
Listen, this been a great. Y'all getting extra hours right now. This been a great chat. So everybody, I don't care if it's $2, I don't care if it's $1, whatever you can spare. Everybody send a super chat right now. If you watching us, I got 22 people watching me. So if all 22 people send me $1, all people, 22 people send me $1. You know what I mean? Then I got $22. Or you can send a gift. If you don't want to send money, you can send a gift.
Because it actually I think helps your algorithms too.
Yeah, it helps the algorithm. And listen, since we having a good conversation, why not let YouTube put this on people's home pages, right? Like let more people who might be at work, might be up late, or just need something to watch on YouTube. Let's put this on a page, and the best way to do that is if you guys hit the like button, spam the likes, hype me up, and send me a super chat.
And I actually streaming it to my channel right now.
Shout out to MDT for the jewel, for another jewel. I didn't. Wait. I'm
That's an
sorry.
old one. There's a new one up.
There's a new one.
There
I
it
think
is.
there's thank you for the Drew. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So can we get Juju's thoughts on the transgender controversy, Sophie Cunningham, and what she
Yeah,
thought of the
absolutely.
whole? I
Absolutely.
want to hear what she has to say since you were bringing that up and with most valid point. Let's get a woman talking about it, what she thinks.
I don't know.
Juju, really quick though, Juju. I know
What
you
did
was
she
busy.
say?
Was you able to listen to our conversation about it at all?
I didn't. I'm not even going to be able to lie. But
Okay.
I know it was good. I'm probably going to have to rewind.
Okay.
But I didn't. I kind of started to hear what he was saying about. They asked her a question, and basically she just didn't feel like it was. From what I'm understanding, that she said girls should play with men, which confused me, but I guess boys, right? Mm-hmm. So, my thoughts. I had this conversation earlier today with a man, and he was talking about biology and things like that, and of course biology is important, but I think that it's only about a 1% of, when it comes to transgender in general, and I know half of those 1% are not going to be athletes. So I think they're making a huge thing about something that really isn't going to be a factor, because like in the 70s, Renee Richards, was our first.
Yeah, tennis,
right? And she didn't go, and she didn't go out there whipping on the women like you might think.
Nope.
So there's a lot of factors I think that you got to factor in. Did they have hormone therapy? Has their testosterone level go down? It takes skill. Every sport does not need to be ruled out for men not to be biological men who are now transgender to not play. It's more for me. It's more for me about safety, and it's more about just like you don't want a heavyweight to compete with a flyweight.
Yeah.
So it depends on what the sport. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So table tennis or something like that, I don't even think it's a big deal. You want to do it, track and field is different, because track and field, that's my sport too. And it's like, if they're naturally stronger, because some women have to be tested. I don't know if you guys know this, and some women have been tested. Yep. They're not on steroids or anything like that. They may just have not androgynous, but they may have a high testosterone level. So there's a certain thing that there's a cutoff. So my thing is I wouldn't completely rule it out, because here's the thing. When I was in the 70s, Title IX, until Title IX came along, there wasn't a lot of equality or opportunities for girls to play sports. And girls, we played outside of the official little league stuff. We would play with the boys. I did, and I could hang. But when they finally crossed over and allowed girls to be able to play baseball, I think I was about 9 or 10 or something like that. And it was kind of I didn't really end up doing it, but I could have, and I was actually able to play major at a young age, because this coach tried me out. He was hitting me in the ball, and he was like, I think I was too young. He said, but if you were old enough, I would put you on this major league team. I mean, the majors, they call it. And I was like, cool, whatever, I get it. My thing is, so then girls were allowed to participate with boys, and girls. Juju was on a co-ed team with Master P's son. It still goes on where girls can play, right? So eventually, it opened up to where we started having more leagues, and and I think it would happen the same way. If there was enough transition, which I don't really think there would, start your own league, just like you have Special Olympics and things like that. No offense, but start your own then. But other than that, there is a clear disadvantage.
Yes.
With because whatever you're, minus the hormone treatments and stuff, I think people are picturing Dwight Howard saying, I want to play in the WNBA. I identify. No, it's not that simple. No, you cannot fool around and be Joanna Man. You're not going to come and play in our league and take the opportunities of scholarships and different things away because you want to quote unquote fake identify yourself. If you really are, then you are transgender or you identify with that and you are proceeding with your treatments or you're proceeding in that direction, and then but you also still want to play sports depending on what the sport is. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I could care less because women, we compete against people who are taking steroids all the time in track and field, and that doesn't mean that they're going to win. And just because you're a male, I don't believe it's just going to automatically mean you're going to win. I'm concerned about physical sports that you could actually injure us by playing with us. But then why do we try to get into your sport? Like Ann Myers tried out for the Indiana Pacers. They wanted Lucia Harris in 76, 77. I think she could have actually played on the men's team. Actually, she was that big and strong. You got to be able to have that skill set level. For if you're allowing women to compete against men, why do I have a problem with men coming into our sport? The obvious. But if women are playing against men, what's the difference? We push to want to play with them. Now they want to play with us. So if we could play with them, then why can't they play with us? That's confusing to you. It may or may not be. It may not be what you agree, but it all depends on what sport it is.
Yep.
And if there's danger for them to play in the sport. Girls grow faster than boys. That's why we're able to play with them at a very young age until they catch up, until you guys start changing, right? Until you start. But even then, I still played, like I'm in college with men, like pickup and stuff like that. Nobody was hurting me. Nobody was, trust me, they tried, but you got to know how to get in and out. You got to know how to play in that environment, just like another man who may not be as strong as the next man. You put yourself in that situation. And there's some girls that play they're kickers on the football team. I think we got one that in some rural area playing football or whatever like that. I think that's crazy, but she's out there and they're tackling her. They're going to do whatever they're going to do. So why is that one person, which will probably be one out of the whole team, going to be a problem? Are you picturing a bunch of men trying to play women's sport? It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that way. So what are you worried about it for? So you just got to be. It's got to be fair. If that's what you want to do, if that's how I would be upset if they took a scholarship from me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I ain't gonna lie. Take a state championship with me, and I'm like, frick, this boy done come. He want to identify as, and I'm trying, and I got to compete against him. I might feel some kind of way. I'm not going to lie. Especially if his skill set, and he has no hormone therapy, his testosterone is not lowered, and I'm just competing against the boy, that would be kind of messed up. The records messed up the whole thing. So I don't really like the idea of it because of that.
27 states have banned it in scholastic sports. I think that's what it is. And then Trump banned it in colleges. So
do I have a problem with them doing it? No.
I don't either.
I'm not ready for that. I don't think they would have to have something. They need to have, and even if you have the hormone therapy, right? Men's structure is different, like the bones and everything like that, and it could be. I think what Sophie might be worried about is it dangerous? I don't think in every sport it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing tennis, there's no real contact. You could argue it'd be unfair. If you're running, maybe. If it's table tennis, like you said earlier, okay. But
you want to do some synchronized swimming? That's a sport you want to do. Is that what you want to do? Okay, go.
But contact sports, that's probably where the line is right there. I
think that may be where the line is. That's
where it is. So
just like, but just like in contact sports, just like for you got midget league, right? You got different levels, weight class, right?
Right.
So with that being said, that one transgender on your team, I don't think is gonna. He might hurt. I mean, you're gonna get hurt anyway doing playing soccer. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Is he gonna be? She gonna be out there like she's so strong. She's just brutally hurting everybody. You know what I mean? Like in my department, in my field of social work, DCFS, we literally started getting a lot of kids that were transgender. And at night, I was doing overtime, and I used to have to find placements for these kids. And there wasn't always enough placements because we had to start like building separate dormitories for them.
Wow.
For them. And the reason why is because I remember this man, he was because we're in the room and we could talk and say what we want. He said, I'm gonna tell you this. If I was a parent and you put a transgender kid in a room with my daughter, it wasn't because of they're not interested in them. It's not because of they're gonna rape them or anything like that, which is what I think is going through people's minds. No, that's not what it was. It was the cattiness, because these kids are disturbed. Not the transgenders, but the kids in general are disturbed, and they come from trauma backgrounds. So sometimes they get into fights. So you're literally, this one kid, he said, if that kid hurts my daughter that's transgender, we're going to have a lawsuit. And that's what he was more concerned with. And guess what? The one kid that they did do it, he was in there kicking their ass. I mean, it was a big old fight, and sure enough, somebody got hurt. And then if the parents are not notified, obviously they're in the reunification process. There's stages to this, court orders and everything. So like they were concerned about the safety of putting them together.
Yeah, the great point here, this comment. Great point.
And if you put that transgender biological male, female into a male unit, then we're gonna have another problem.
Right.
He may get jumped. So what do we have to do? We have to build a separate thing. And that's what I'm saying. The same thing with sports. You may have to have your own lane.
Yep. You're right. I had an experience. I used to teach driver's ed here in the Midwest. This happened twice. Separate students. So I had a biological female who was acting, or not acting, but transitioning to a boy. So him had a name really smaller than me. I'm not a very big guy, and this student very small. So was gonna face his own challenges later on. I never knew what happened after we were done with the session. And then with another student, I had this 15 or 16-year-old biological male who was about 6 foot tall. All of a sudden wanted to be a girl. And it was like, well, if this kid ever decided to do sports, something that height was an advantage, that would be a really big advantage. And I never knew what happened after that. But in both instances, I thought that no matter what I do, they're still a student of mine, and they're going to have other issues beyond this 6 hours that I spend with them. And I wonder how that ended up, because I imagine they both had unique challenges, and their parents who love them, wholeheartedly, how that would have worked out from then on out. But I did have that. So it didn't make a difference to me, but I always thought about it in that sense that what would they have to deal with? And they weren't even trying to be athletes, I don't think, so far as I know.
Yeah. So I wonder at the lower level, because we do have some kids that are allowed to transition, and I'm wondering, like, at a young age, girls can play on the boys' team, so it doesn't really look as obvious anyway.
Yeah.
But like as time goes on, and I think this whole thing is going to be something that's down the line, 30 years from now or something. I don't really see it, laws changing anytime soon. But I still think like, okay, is she in hormone therapy? Is she, what are we doing? Because by the time they get to middle school, high school, what by that time they're not having the strength of the boys.
Yeah.
But they're still built. Some of them,
right.
Some of them, not all of them, because some of them actually look just like girls. Like you wouldn't even know the difference.
And with the second student, I mean, it was obvious that this was a biological male. Don't know how far along, but you're just. I remember getting out of the car, looking at this 6-foot kid, like, holy cow!
remember how Lauren Beck felt?
Yeah.
And how people were making fun of her or Brittany.
And that's just because she's tall and she's beautiful.
And her voice is slightly deep. And before, I mean, she just started to blossom and really look really super feminine recently. But before that, it wasn't like that. And same thing with Brittany. She tells the story in her book. Man. Because she literally did not grow breasts.
Yeah. Brittany catches a lot of strays for no reason, just for anything.
But the crazy thing is, women like her, Lauren, Michelle, Tim is hella strong. Michaela is hella strong.
Yeah,
I bet you they're as strong as some males, and we're playing against them anyway. That's why, Medina Okosh, strong as hell. There's a lot of women. There's a lot of volleyball players. There's a lot of women that are strong, and they're women. So, how much stronger do you think these men are gonna be? Like, do you
look at MHA? You want to fight her?
Exactly. Like she's not.
I run away.
She's not super tall, but we're not playing. We haven't found a Cooper Flag yet coming one of the transgenders. So what are you worried about?
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to fight Cody.
There's nothing to worry about.
I think Cody would make some mess of people too.
Shit, Kiki Airfin is strong as hell. But but you're not gonna find a Cooper Flag or whoever, these super duper, athlete males coming into the sport. I really wonder why they even, I don't even remember. Could you tell me why they even asked her that? Was there a law or something going on? Like, why did we bring it up? They asked Dawn Staley that. She didn't have a problem.
Yeah, it was ESPN asked Sophie Cunningham about it, and she'd previously commented on it, and so they asked about it again, and it made in this article, and just blew up from there. And they just didn't really manage it. And I don't know if you could manage it. It was going to have a life of its own anyway. She released a following statement about doubling down on it, and it just, now you have some mini rallies at games and such, and everybody's got an opinion. It's created about a week and a half's worth of content, and it hasn't really been good in terms of the league having to answer for it every day. Different coaches. They've tried to talk to Sophie. She's not talking. AP was able to reach her, and she doubled down basically on her comments, but it's really, really made a mess of things for them in terms of their growth and how they deal with the tough questions. So, that's kind of it.
I haven't heard a coach that has a problem with it.
Well, this is interesting, Juju. So Stephanie White talked about it. So did Cheryl Reeves. Neither one of them were very specific in what they meant about support of transgender people. Mm-hmm. Stephanie White took the approach of saying, listen, I'm not an expert in this area. We can have multi-layer conversations about it. Right. But she didn't really talk about it in relation to how transgender people in sports. And for that matter, neither did Cheryl Reeves. They kind of said stuff without really saying stuff. So kind of took that approach.
Because it's really a broad layered thing. It's like if you bring it down to specific, because every sport, it wouldn't be a problem. I think they bring up safety, but they also probably maybe the advantage. Like let's say downhill skiing or something like that. Yeah. Like, is that a sport that men would just probably, but I think it's the advantage of being a male, which automatically admits that being a biological male, you're bigger, you're stronger, you're faster, but it has nothing really to do all the time with skill and things like that. So it just all depends, and it would have to be specific rules, obviously drawn out, and a lot of it has to do with how far along are you in your hormone therapy. And so there's a lot that goes along with it. So I don't understand. I think people, it's just like abortion.
Yes.
Like
very
when
polarizing.
they want to fear monger you and say,
yes,
and they chop off the head, and they're talking about a procedure that could occur and has maybe occurred in a 0.5% amount of times. And so when they picture it, they make it a broad statement, like this is how it goes down, and it's not on every single case. It's not.
Yep.
It's very, very rare that particular, and I forget the name of the procedure, but it's a very, 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 and it's probably not something very pleasant. That is not something that goes down all the time, and that's how it happens, and that's how they picture stuff. They give out misinformation, so it makes people, of course, automatically. If I felt that was just the way it was done all the time, I wouldn't agree to that either. But it's like you paint this picture, and you leave out so much more other information. And I agree with Stephanie. You can't. What are we talking about? What are you asking me?
Yeah, because they wanted her to say something declarative and definitive, and they were both measured.
Yeah, no, I don't think they should play with women. I mean, transgender should.
Yeah, I mean, and that in itself would have taken on its own life. So they're wanting it to just go away after a while, which it will for the next whatever it is. Hopefully, it's a basketball thing. Hopefully that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's somebody getting embarrassed on the court or something, whoever it is. Somebody winning a big game, and that takes over the discourse for a week. That would be much more preferable. So
yeah. They're looking for a soundbite, run with it. Who's on what side? And I don't know what the point, is regarding it. And and Cheryl stood up for what she stood up. It's just crazy. I think it's just making an unnecessary. Maybe there's some rulings. Maybe like you said, he's voted, and some laws have already banned it.
27 states banned it for scholastics and Trump.
Because they really don't know enough about it. They hadn't even got to the point to really say what that will look like. So until you can present what the specifics are and what the eligibility and the rules are, I would say no, because in the meantime, I'm in the dark and I'm feeling like, there's a safety concern.
Yeah.
I guess, and what kind of safety concern? There's women that are stronger than you, bigger than you, that you had to go. True. But I had a choice,
Yeah.
To play or not. I don't have a choice with now because they're, a transgender is on a team. So, why are you worried about a locker room? Because if she wanted to be a female, then you should be worried about lesbians being in a locker room with straight women. So you're not worried about that. And if you are, go dress in go just in the shower or another area if that's what you're concerned, if you're straight. But I doubt that they are.
Yeah.
Because it's like when, and what really, I can't even make the argument anymore, because most of the time when it's a sisterhood, so you're kind of there and it's kind of like looking at your sister, if you're gay, you're not looking at your sister that way. But then you have these openly gay relationships. So obviously, they started dating their teammate. Yeah. So was you looking at her in the locker room type of thing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. And
I'll tell you what, if the athletes in the WNBA don't have an issue with it,
it doesn't go down like that.
I don't know why, as a broader public, we got to have an issue with it.
Because you change your clothes and you change it pretty quickly, so you're not really like. There's no one like staring you down, nothing to be worried about or anything like that. That would just be odd. Just like when we've seen cameras in NFL rooms and guys walking around with jock straps and like, are y'all looking at each other? I don't think so.
No.
You just doing. You come out the shower, you change, you move on. But and if he is transitioning or not transitioning, if he's transitioning and he's identifying, it's not a male looking at you anymore. He's not interested in you. That's why he decided to be a female. Unless, what is he now? Transgender
Did
gay?
you say transistor? Where's Brooklyn? Brooklyn, are you here? Did you fall asleep?
What is happening? And that's
No,
what
I'm
they're,
here. I
you
was
know,
I was listening to y'all. I'm listening to the conversation.
that's what they're worried about. Like, I don't want to be in a locker.
I think you took a cat nap, man.
No, I'm
Was
listening.
she worried about being in the room with a man or something like that? A man on the team?
Allegedly, during the
MVP?
70s, the former Washington Redskins had 10 to 12 gay players, and it was never an issue in the locker room.
Yeah.
The only reason why it never came out is because they knew at the time it would have created a firestorm in the media, and the general public wasn't ready for it. Isn't that interesting?
I'm back. Okay. I got cut off again. I was good. Did she mention something about having a male in the locker room? I mean, is that what it is?
Her quote?
Did she ever say? Did I hear her say something like that? Is that what people were worried about? Like, I don't want to share a locker room with a transgender who's actually a male, but disguising himself as.
Here's oh crap! What did she say? Core statement.
Has anybody ever? Is that what they're worried about?
It just restarted the conversation that we've had that kind of went away for a bit and created a lot of discourse.
Oh, they moved on. If you guys don't want to talk about that, I just gave my point. If anybody got questions, that's just how I feel.
It's good because then Brooklyn can get a nap, so he won't tell us.
Look,
that's
Bob
what's going on.
Bob Jones. I remember Bob from tonight. Title IX was huge for women in sports. For every men's team has to be a girls' team. Exactly, Bob. I think that the point of Billie Jean King playing Bobby Riggs, who was actually older, and she beat him, and he's a man. But obviously, the age difference probably made a difference, right?
Yeah.
But the whole thing was for her to help us break through to get what we got, which was equality and Title IX.
Here it is, Juju. She said this in an ESPN article. I get a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans. And I'm like, I never once said that. I think I'm here to extend love. But I also think that with love is truth, being honest. And I want to protect young girls in the locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. That's what she said. And that started everything.
But I don't feel that why did she say girls go against men? That doesn't even sound right.
There was a tweet that came out that she either liked or did something to propagate it.
Girls don't play
men. And then ESPN asked her about it. So, and this is what came out. And then later on, they asked her to clarify, and she doubled down. And then she tripled down with the AP, and here we are. So
I was like Bob Jones. He said, I don't know. She didn't say anything wrong. She said a loss of college scholarships hurts a girl that worked her entire life to succeed in their sport. Right. Seattle fan also spit water on a fan leaving the game. What? She's a straight white woman who's making them feel they've had their bias confirmed about certain players being men by saying what she said.
Where's that at? I'm not seeing that at all.
Kyrie said that on my channel.
Okay. Are you on the mobile or are you on?
I'm on my phone, yeah.
Okay, that's probably why I can't see it.
Okay. Oh. I think there's a lot of misinformation that needs to be cleared up.
Yes.
There, honestly.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I think.
There's a lot of that, Juju. So they're not gonna be Boy Scouts like me and try to do the homework first.
yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I don't know, and I think they asked her again on another show, and and she's getting a bad rap for it. Whereas, to be honest with you, a lot of people probably feel the same way. That she said.
Yeah, I looked it up, and 62 of women support not having boys and girls compete, and 75% of men. So I think I heard another poll. Where
But
it was
girls, why do we try to compete in the male sport as often as we have?
I think it was for the reasons that you said. Either it's access or development, and you don't see it as much of a threat.
Yeah.
That would be my explanation for that.
For instance, do you think it would be wise to box a transgender?
No, I don't want to box anyway. But so.
Oh, Henry. Hey, Henry. Henry said because it created engagement.
Yes, this is a very good point.
After her statement. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why she volunteered to, or whatever. Why, and whoever decided to ask her that, it helped. It helped her. It's so funny because again, like we tried to compete. I remember the first woman that tried to get in the marathon. If she hadn't had broken barriers, some of the men wanted her in there. Some of them were trying to push her and shove her down, and
I remember that.
Kind of crazy.
What was the lady's name? Because I remember that. First woman to run the Boston Marathon. Is that right?
Yeah. And she, you know what I mean? Like if we hadn't have did things to break barriers, and maybe it might be illegal, obviously, conflict brings about changes. Conflict is not always a bad thing, but it brought attention to it, and it helped to create a lane for you, and but I guess it is just different the other way around. Like, well, if girls can do this, why can't boys do? Well, you already know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some. You look at what Henry's saying. This stuff became engagement. Social media went crazy. Engagement equals dollars. That's true. And even legacy media got involved with this. Megyn Kelly, I think Brooklyn was talking about this earlier. People who don't watch the game, and all of a sudden, this was their issue, and they got half of their show just on this.
Yeah. And I guess it's a it's like why are you bringing this up? Like, is this really something that is trying to 1% of the world being transgender, and then that 1%, part of those 1%, which could be thousands of people, you were worried that they're gonna infiltrate the women's game to the point to the detriment of the sport. I don't think there's that many out there that are interested in it, and that just because they're young men or young boys, that doesn't mean that they're the best, out there, to be honest with you, to be worried about it. They may take somebody's spot. They might get exclusive, but I bet you it's really rare. Like I said, Renee Richards was not sitting there, just took over the sport. Chrissy Everett was beating Renee, and I don't know, maybe Martina might have got a chance. Like, they weren't, You know
what's interesting, Juju? You probably remember this. So they didn't have an issue with Martina until she started whipping Chris Everett's ass. Then they had a problem.
Point taken.
Sorry for the French.
And you know who trained her, because who trained her was Nancy Lieberman.
Yeah.
She was like, y'all don't listen weights. You don't do this. You don't do that. And then guess what? Chrissy turned around and said, you know what? I might have to change my training.
Right. Yep.
And she did. And she got the muscles. She got stronger.
Right.
And Chrissy's game went to another level. It took the sport to another level. Otherwise, it'd have been still like volleying and playing this soft kind of tennis.
Yeah, it's interesting because the dynamic between those two. Apparently, Chris Everett always had a killer instinct, but Martina didn't. She was too nice, and she had to develop it because Lieberman told Martina, "Listen, Everett wants to kick your ass every time out.
Yeah,
he's gonna smile at you, but during the match, she's trying to take your head off. What are you gonna do about it?" And then that flipped the switch, and then she started kicking her ass after that.
Yeah, Bob Jones, Serena. Yeah, exactly. Serena said, and then it got real bad, right? Serena said on David Letterman she would get crushed by a male tennis player. Yeah, she did say that. But I tell you what, she never said that she couldn't score a point. But and she's talking about like the best of the best players.
Yeah.
There, you know, if she goes down to the 100th player or she plays a college player, she might get them. She might can win some, and I definitely know she's going to get some points. But overall, she did say that, but nobody probed and asked follow-up open-ended questions to get a little bit more clarity of like, but are there some that you could be?
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, that would still be a yes or no, but you got to open that question up to get a little bit. And I think she did that. It was smart that she answered it, because if you would have asked me growing up, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I knew that you know, the ego and the fragile ego of men and boys. Sometimes I'd be winning against a boy and I never beat him. I would stop. Because I've seen the anger that comes out of them. I don't know if they're gonna, you know, try to hurt me, grab me. Just like Juju. Juju, her dad and her mom tell the story all the time. When she played co-ed basketball, she was killing them, and her mom said she was 8 or 9 years old, 30 points, and the boy picked her up and grabbed her because he was embarrassing and took her off. Like, who does that? And that's exactly the reason why we try not to beat you, because he picked her up out of frustration, and he was seriously mad and wanted to hurt her. It's crazy, right? And so, you know,
you're right. Every time you win the argument when we talk, I have to get off the computer and go sulk, you know, because I can't let people know that you whip my ass. So.
Yeah, you go. You know, you when you're debating or you know. I told you the other night, the first time I beat my brother in chess, and how angry he was.
Yep.
You know, because I'm younger, and it wasn't because I was a girl. It was like I'm his younger sister. I'm younger, is why it was, and it never crossed me otherwise, other than that. But if I'm playing a male sport, which was predominated by men, basketball, like, yeah, they're not liking that. In the 80s, girl and boys team sports like basketball, soccer play together. Most of the girls that played with my brother and I won state high school champs that played Division I. Thank you. I'm from the 80s. That's my point. That's what helped us get better. So they're having another conversation in chat. Trading CC would be terrible for the Fever. She brings money in.
Yeah, they won't trade her.
But you remember the conversations you were bringing to me that they were talking about? I said, I don't believe they're serious about that. What? They're not gonna trade her. Give her time. She's warming up, I think.
Yeah, it's the Slurp folks that believe that. It's all over there because they think it's always everybody's fault. You know this. You know the what they do with that. It's always
it could happen later. If she don't get it together, that might be something down the line. But I don't think they would do that right now.
Yeah, there's no way. It's she likes it there. They're having a good time there. It's just you know how the conversation goes. It's unfortunate that's where it deteriorates to, but that's the reality of it. But yeah, there's a lot of that.
They was today, like, I was like, they were like either fire Stephanie or trade her.
Yep, staff, management, get rid of all the teammates, to shoot free throws to determine who wins the game, you know, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Ball back. This is what they wanted. They put the ball back in her hands, and she had a great game, and they won. Again, it wasn't against a quality team. Today, they did the same old.
You gotta remind me.
Take her out of the game because she's a defensive liability. How are you going to be an MVP getting taken out because you're a defensive liability? That is crazy.
Yeah, and I heard that talk too, and I thought it was ridiculous. I've heard that. So one interesting one, and you might know who this is. I'm just going to describe who this person is, but has a channel. It's a bit of it gets slurpy, not as much as you would think, but the guy's trying to sell a book about CC. So how are you really going to be objective? And this gentleman is one of the people CC for MVP. And I'm thinking, are you crazy at this point? Okay.
But is he making an argument for
Yeah,
in favor of it?
It's believable, Juju. I mean, the kind of stuff that if you were, a neophyte and watching and had no perspective and only watched CC games, he could convince you that this young lady needs to be the MVP.
That's what I was saying.
And buy his book, by the way.
That's what I was saying. Like when you line it up and you say, hey, she averages 21, I'm just guessing, 21 points or more, and she averages 8, sometimes 9.
Henry, don't do that, man. You're killing me here.
What am I supposed to say? Conflict and confusion. Wait,
below that. Below
Robin Dunn. Oh,
don't say it out loud.
Robin Dunbar.
Brooklyn, I need some cover. He's gonna find me.
Oh my God, that dude! I cannot stand it. I was gonna start naming them podcasts that irk me, but I'm not even gonna do it.
Well, I'll give you a nice stat about the MVP, how that works. I said this earlier to Brooklyn. So, in the 30-year history of the WNBA, 80% of the MVPs awarded went to a player playing on either the first seed or the second seed that was going in the playoffs. So that's where you got to be. Yeah, maybe you were here for that, but yeah, that's a real stat. So
that's probably why I have Asian Olivia at the top.
Yes, you're right on. To your point. Congrats.
Oh, well, I didn't even know that.
There it is. That's what I'm here for. That's why
But when we were kids, that's how we always voted. We knew that. We always knew, the top. The top best players were somewhere in there. It'd be an anomaly sometimes that.
Yeah, Lauren Jackson. You remember her too? She had a 50, 40, 90 season, and she won it as a 5th or 6th seed. And I think Candace did it too.
Yeah.
But they were efficient seasons. That means that player was so much better than everybody else at their position. That's why that happened. But nevertheless, he still played on a playoff team. So I digress.
So that's why they push from the position that she is, because she falls in the. But you think about that season that Candace had, and you think about that season that Lauren had. I remember both of these two, and she's not having that type of season.
Not like that. Nope.
To me,
not like that. No, ma'am. So that's the kind of stat that you would invoke on your channel and talk some serious smack to people. Bam, take that.
Hey, we did the numbers. Wait, was it her? Who was it that I said 86.3% free throw percentage? 30. What is she shooting for 3? 35?
Who? Cece?
Cece and 40.
Okay, let me look.
45 field goal. Is it 45, 35, 83? So she's close to the 50, 40, 90. Let me tell you somebody who was right dead on with the 50, 40, 90. Nafisa, she still didn't win.
Yeah, she got hurt when she hurt her ankle. The Angels stole it from her. So here it is.
Alyssa Thomas, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Thomas was putting some triple doubles last year.
I mean, Alyssa Thomas is the one that injury happened with.
Oh, okay. So here's your shooting percentage for Caitlin Clark. Shooting 44.6, 54.4 from 2. That doesn't sound right. And then 34.9 from 3, 86.9 from the line. Let me look. That didn't sound right.
You said that didn't sound right. You said 50.
Yeah.
And
from
then
2,
you said,
that doesn't sound right at all.
From 2.
I need to look at that.
And then you said from 3 was what?
34.5, 34.9.
Yeah, there you go. I said 35. And then what's the other? And then the free throws
86 from the line.
Yeah, there it is. That's what I said. So that's why she's kind of close to 50, 40, 90. And so that's why I have to stop. I don't bash her no more because I'm like, I see why they feel the way they feel.
Can you say that again so I can record it for posterity?
I say that. That's why I don't really bash her, but I still can look at those numbers and tell you how they stack up in lineup. If I true shooting, what is it? Is it 60%?
54.
Okay, 54%. It should be higher. And then if I look at
Oh, she got her assists up. He's up to 8.
she's
Huh.
she's back up to 8, yeah.
Yeah, it's 21-6. Let's see here. Let's see here.
But her plus minus or win shares, what is she?
That one I don't know how to measure.
Rebounds, assists, and what it's called RAM, I think. What's it called?
Okay, so here it is. Yeah, she's really shooting 44.6 true for just field goals, including everything, and then 3-pointers are 35.5. So
That's just normal. That's
about right. That's actually better than what I thought it was. Wow.
Yeah, she's coming up because of those games that she's been playing against who she's been playing against.
Are you doing this on purpose? Are you trying to give me nightmares? Do you not want to see me sleep?
What I'm trying.
I gotta live with this.
I'm trying to be fair. I just think that I'm just saying that's why she's not a front runner. And
No, she's not an MVP. And you've heard me say that. I was cooking people in your comments about that.
Yeah. But what they're trying to prove is like, okay, guys, we hear you, but she's not trash.
She's not trash. It's not the MVP either.
But if I do the eye test, I see somebody that has no stamina. She's not in good condition, and she's not smooth. It's not
really hard.
She works really hard to get where she needs to go.
Yeah, Olivia doesn't work hard like that. Paige doesn't work hard like that.
They're playing hard. They make it look easy though.
Yeah. It's laborious. That's the term for.
Yes. Yeah.
Brooklyn, you still awake?
Yeah. Somebody typing. Brooklyn typing. I got to get up, guys, at 5 this morning. It's midnight, but this has been great. Brooklyn, I gotta join you sometime more. I found you where MDT be hiding at. And MDT, it's gotta be 2 or 3 in the morning, right?
Yeah, but I own a small business, so I make it up. Whereas it go?
Oh, you're good. Oh, okay. So then you're good. Yeah, I would stay up until I fall asleep tonight, but I have to I'll do something in the morning, like real early. So I'm gonna get off right now.
You doing anything tomorrow night?
I'm probably not gonna be back here until I probably can't come on if I do it until like 8 or 9.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That'll be 10 after because it's a big game, Atlanta and
I know. I'm gonna be driving on the way back.
Yeah, send me an email if you want to, or I'll send you one.
Send me an email so that I can follow up.
Okay, that'll work. What's
up, chat? You guys, MDT gonna hold it down with you guys, but thanks for hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can remember to hit my channel,
come on. I'm there. I found you by surprise. I didn't even know you were up, I just happened to drop by.
I recognize I connected this channel to my channel about an hour ago. So that's why I'm seeing people. I don't know Smoke Junior 1 though, but I do see a lot of people in here. I know. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let go. But good night, Brooklyn. Tell Brooklyn I say good night. Good night.
I will. I might have to wake him up because I think he's sleeping.
Good night, chat.
Good night.
All right. Bye.
Well, I think Brooklyn is sleeping, guys, because I can't. He hasn't said anything, so I'm going to see what you are talking about. Let's see here. Bob Jones is still up, trolling us. Okay. Henry's talking about Diana Taurasi's best season was in 2006, but her team missed the playoffs, lost the last game of the season. Houston Comets, no MVP. Yeah. Playoff teams should definitely not try hard against below 500 teams. It's not fair. Okay. Oh, perspective, you left. Why'd you leave me here? Oh, Henry, in my opinion, Paige and Olivia are able to utilize the pace more to get to. Yeah, yeah. They make it seem a lot easier. They're not laborious in their movements. I noticed that with Paige last year, it just seemed like she was graceful. Olivia, a lot of the same stuff. CC true shooting is 66. Is that combining the 2-point stuff and the 3-point stuff and giving extra weight to the 3-point stuff? Is that what you're saying, Bob? Okay, well, looks like everybody is gone. So those of you who are in the chat that can still hear me, had a great time. I can't believe I've been on for almost over 6 hours. But no, she's got to score wherever she can get. They need to get wins, Bob. I think just for some folks, they just want to see more from her and want to see her play well against the better teams. Like today was a decent performance. But when you don't get the win and you got all this scrutiny on you, it doesn't reflect terribly well on Indiana Fever and CC. Remember, they're on television 44 times nationally. So there's going to be a lot of people talking about this. And they're still going to glaze on Caitlin Clark. They're still going to sign off, or still going to glaze on her. So, and do what she does. But you know how this works. Whenever you're ready, sign off MDT. That is, baby. Okay. Well, anyone have anything else to say? I mean, I don't know if I want to talk to myself. Haven't really been in this space. Perspective, that's you. If you can hear me, type in a message or something. If you want to continue, I don't know what you're doing. What are you guys doing? Why are you telling me you're doing great? Is this like a test run? Perspective, Brooklyn, are you throwing me to the wolves to see if I can carry a dialogue by myself? Let's see what Henry says. Me neither. I would have left TikTok early if I knew y'all was live. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know Brooklyn was having lives either. And when I came, it's hard to leave. So there's a lot of good stuff where you're very, very, very good discussions about the NBA and a lot of other things. So I imagine we could go on for a long, long time if we really, really, really wanted to. I just wonder where those guys are at. What were you cooking people about? Fun fact, Seattle is 3 losses from playoff elimination. Yeah, they're likely not to go anywhere, but they're probably looking at next year to see what they can do. They got nice pieces. I think that's important in the future. I don't know what their cap situation is and what they can do, but my guess is they'll be able to put something together. Let's see here. Let's get a quick look at Seattle, see what they look like for next year. Oh, so they've only got $2.5 million committed to salary cap commitments next year. That's with the current members on the team. Ezzy is your big contract. And that's it. So she's on a 3-year, so that may make it prohibitive to move her. But if that's your concern, or if somebody thinks that that's the right way to go, it's definitely possible. It's only one. But I see this as a team that can bring in some pieces to become more competitive, not to mention whatever they can do in the draft, whoever that may be. Some lives on TikTok lasted to 7 a.m. Wow. And are these WNBA live streams, or are these NBA or all sports or in politics? What are we talking about? Video games? All right. WNBA. Does it get toxic? Is that what happens? You have this dichotomy of this Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese debate? Does it get nasty? People calling names? Does it get indignant?
All right, I'm gonna end the show now. MDT.
What'd you do to me, Brooklyn? You're killing me here, man. What are you doing?
I took listen, man. I went and made a snack. you and Juju was cooking, so I thought I'm gonna go make a snack.
Okay. Super cool, man.
Yo,
As
listen.
always, much appreciated. When are you on again, my brother?
My schedule right now is Wednesdays,
Okay.
Fridays, and Sundays. But I might be adjusting that soon because I think I'm gonna lean more into again doing long form videos.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to, but right now that's the plan. Plan is Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. But again, when I got your contact. So
yeah.
I'm once I get ready to go, then I probably scale down the lives maybe to once a week or something like that, or once every 2 weeks, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, and then like when you go into topics, you give me a heads up of what you want. I see the titles, and sometimes that helps to send me something. I got you, because what I'm doing right now is, that's why I say soon, because I'm still getting it together. So what I'm doing right now is I'm compiling a bunch of topics anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Because I'm planning what I'm at, to give you an idea what I'm thinking about. What I'm actually doing right now is I'm trying to come up with a pilot test run of a show. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a bunch of shows. I'm gonna get them to. I'm gonna release them once a week. So it'll be a once a week show. It'll probably be 60 minutes long. So it's gonna be a long form show once a week, and I'm trying to I'm gonna release, for a few weeks to see how the people respond to it. So I kind of already got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about already. So I'm just getting the ideas together. This way, when it's time to record, I already know what I'm talking about. It's just now we just got to perform. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So when you asked me about, have I ever thought about doing a show myself? I have.
Nice.
Very ignorant of how to even start. I mean, and any help or any directions you can point me into. I know you got your own thing going on, and
no, I got you. Did you at least create a YouTube page? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I got a YouTube page. I have a title. So, I can do some things. And
if I was you, I would start by doing this right here, because you got to get your watch hours up.
Right.
And the best way to get your watch hours up is to go do what Juju's doing. Do it, and then even if you live with Juju, or you see how Juju. She's actually getting watch hours right now because her show is live right now. Her channel is live, connected to my channel.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, everything we doing is broadcasting to her channel right now. So anybody go to her channel and watch this from her channel. A few of these people in here is on her channel. They giving her watch hours.
Wow.
So you got to
Okay.
do the same thing. You got to actually, when we live, connect your channel, and get your watch hours up. So that's one. And then the other thing, obviously, how many subscribers you got on your channel already?
Oh, it's brand new. I mean, the
All
only
right,
thing
so
I
you're
have
gonna.
is a nice title, a nice name.
No, you good. You
for-
good, Brody. It's gonna listen. We all started from somewhere. We all
Yeah.
started from somewhere. So you basically just want to start. You already on my channel, so you got my audience. You on Juju's channel, so you got her audience. You want to start telling people to subscribe to your channel. That's one. But the question would be, what are you gonna be talking about? Are you gonna be talking about WNBA like Juju does, or are you gonna be talking about football?
Well, I know there's
Or you gonna be
some
talking about
you
both?
don't want to do both because it screws with the algorithm of where, how
Right.
to group you.
Yeah.
So would that be a case where you'd want to have two separate things going on and
That
alternate
I
between them?
can't. I don't want to tell you that because I'm still new. So I would
Okay.
speak to somebody who has more experience in the space than I do, and they can tell you that. But you absolutely right about the being careful about talking about too many things. As you talk about too many things, and the algorithm don't know how to place your video. Now the good thing is obviously football and basketball is both in sports, so it's probably an algorithm for both. And it's probably, and obviously it's an algorithm for one or the other. So you would just have to decide, like, that's really a choice you got to make. So, like, are you what you passionate about, what you want to talk about, right? And that'd be a choice. You got to sit back and think about that choice you got to make. Do I want to just talk about WNBA stuff? Do I just want to talk about football stuff? Do I want to talk about both? Like, that's a choice you got to make. And then, like I said, talk to somebody smarter than me about this YouTube stuff, and then make that decision on what you'll do on your channel. Because that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't 100% know, only because they both are sports. Now, if you told me one was sports and one was cooking, I would advise against it. I would say, yeah, make two different channels. But the fact that they both are sports, it may work or it may not. I don't know. You gotta talk to somebody who may know.
Yeah, I think what I've seen is people have separated it out for that very reason.
Okay, well there you go. There you go. So I ain't want to answer that and give you the wrong answer.
Yeah,
But
I would have done the
you got
homework
if you got more if you got more information than me on that, go with that. Go with the information
But
you
yeah,
have
man,
on that.
any help and any kind of support, and I'm
Yeah.
glad.
No, but that's why that's the reason why I asked you, because with you, because we all got to help each other out, right? And I'm not gonna be, I'm not, I'm just got monetized, but I'm not making, a bunch of money where I could like pay employees and nothing like that. So I can't compensate in that way. But what I can compensate in is in an audience, right? So it's like people who may get used to you. Like, let's just say, you just started coming on my panels about like a week now. Let's say we've been doing this for 10 months and people was used to you. They used to, that's what happened with me, because when I was on KSAP channel and I was doing his panel, people would take a liking to me. They'd be like, oh, that's Brooklyn. Oh, that's Brooklyn through KSAP. You get what I'm saying?
And so I already
like
have that going on because they know me over there on Bro.
They know you from Juju. There you go. So it's like you building your presence already, so that when you do branch out and do your own thing, they already know who you are. You're not just trying to build an audience. So that's what I could provide. I could just provide a platform of what I'm doing, and so that's why I asked that, because now I'm helping you do whatever it is you're trying to do next. So,
and so far as like, because I know this is something that's got to come up when you guys talk about this. Like, do I have the right flow? Do I have the right approach? Do I have the content? Do I have the voice? Do I have the presence? And I know all of that has to come together. You got to develop a style, and you got to do it. You got to do it to get better at it. You're not just going to come out of the gate and just be like, all right, I'm going to do a straight hour of just talking to myself. Right. So
I think you already got all that though.
Okay.
From what I mean, of course you get better, and of course you like find things you like in your style, but you have, like, we all unique, right? We all bring something different, and your analytic style of saying, hey, let me go find the facts. I mean, the way you talk, you break things down clear, people understand you. So I think you got a style already that's, you have a, if this was talk radio, you have a voice for it. You already, right? So
that's
it's like,
Juju says. She says,
yeah,
like my voice.
Not seriously. You got to voice people will listen to, right? And then you also talk about things and break things down in a certain way where people respect it. Listen, you got to understand in this space, no matter how good you are at what you do, you're going to find somebody that's going to try to critique you and say you're wrong about something, or you're going to misspeak. You are going to say, there's times where I knew the right thing and I just said the wrong thing by misspeaking, and then I hear myself. I'm like, wait, why did I say that? I know, you know what I mean. So what happens? Like all that stuff is gonna say you can't. My point in saying all that is you just gotta have the confidence not to be wrong or misspeak, or you know what I mean. Like as long as you don't care about that, about being wrong one time about something, you good. You know what I mean. You can't be like super hard on yourself. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, you got all of the tools. Don't even just my main thing is just be yourself and have fun with it. You know what I mean?
I don't have a problem learning and developing a style and making mistakes and getting better. I don't have any problem with that at all. The critiques wouldn't bother me either. I understand this is not something to where you can just do and hit a switch and you're good overnight. Very few people have done that. There's a learning curve. There's something like that. And somebody's going to call you out, like you were saying about your audio. If somebody hears me type, they're going to call me out. I've seen that. I've had it happen with you and Juju. So
those are things you just learn over time, and I learned that from KSAP. Right, from KSAP, he taught me half the battle, if not most of the battle, is production. Like you just got to care about if you produce a show worth watching, people will watch it. In other words, if you produce a low quality show, people gonna notice it's low quality. It's that simple. Like it's really up to your standard. If you have a high standard for putting out quality stuff, people gonna appreciate what you put out. So that's really all it is. So I don't nitpick, as you can see, like I don't nitpick when we go off topic because that don't hurt the show. It don't hurt the show if the conversation is good. But I am gonna nitpick if the audio not good. I'm gonna nitpick on that. Hey, I hear this in the background. I don't like that. Hey, you got an echo. Hey, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be nitpicky on that because that messes up the quality of the show. But if we sitting here and we supposed to be talking about one thing and we go off on this, as long as the conversation is good, I'm not gonna be nitpicky to be like, hey, we off topic. Hey, you know what I mean? So it's like it's really about the production of the show. But we I'm gonna wrap this up because it's getting late. So we're gonna talk about this at number 8. MDT, Juju, I believe Jonathan. No, I know. I'm just shouting out the people that came through today. I believe Jonathan Gonzalez was on the panel today. My brother Hot Tracks. Met somebody new today. Shout out you, Yuta. Shout out Yuta. Shout out to AJ coming through. Grace in the panel. And I think that's it. If I missed you, I apologize. But we had a great show today.
For sure.
We had a lot of good conversations today. And shout out to everybody who rocked with us in the panel. Shout out to everybody who ran my likes up. I kind of looked at my likes. I got disappointed. I ain't going to say it. I was like, this all they did at like 20-something likes. It's probably still in the 20s. I'm disappointed. In likes today, but it's all good. I ain't going to hold it against you guys. You know what I mean? I got shout out to MDT. I got some jewels today. I got some gifts.
Couple sets.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the gift. I feel like somebody else. Am I not? My bro, Yuta sent me something. He sent me $2. So shout out to the super chats and everything. Everybody have a blessed night. Have a great night. What's it? Sunday tomorrow. Atlanta Dream play. So we play the Aces. So we'll see what happens with that. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, man. We'll see you again. Have a good one.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
chat.